Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dark Souls, or Souls Ultimate Tier List. Almost Ultimate Tier List. Yeah, we are not doing Demon Souls, just because neither of us have played it, but this is what we have so
Additionally, we
far.
also don't have any non-Souls games. Or non whatever. Uh FromSoft.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a separate tier list for Liza P and Black Myth Wukong,
Okay.
but just because I couldn't get them into this tier list because I'm lazy. But
Well, that's a good reason.
all right. Just going over it a little bit. You guys can see all the bosses here. We've done Dark Souls 1 and 2, Bloodborne, and now we're going to move on to Sekiro. Also at the top here, we have Dark Souls 1's
Artorias.
yes, Artorias, that's the name. Artorias and Dark Souls 2's Fume Knight. And I guess none of the bosses from Bloodborne were good enough to be in that tier, I suppose.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
All of them are really
kind of
good, but
kind of
I don't
agree.
know if I would describe any of them as peak. Or like
Honestly,
legitimately peak.
I think it's just a mechanics issue.
It might be.
I think it's honestly they had good mechanics, but they didn't make enough bosses interact with them. Seeing as 90% of the bosses in the game are non-parryable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, we're moving on to Sekiro. Uh, this is one of the ones that you're going to be covering mostly. I did play Sekiro recently and went through it, but you have a lot more experience with the game, so you'll be covering it mostly.
Uh Having to talk about Sekiro. Man, my life sucks.
Like you don't do that every single fucking
Alright,
day
anyway,
of
so
every
where are we
single
going?
second of every single life.
Yeah,
Give me
you need
one
to cope
sec.
harder. You need to cope fucking harder. You're so mad. Stay mad, idiot.
Give me one sec. I need to pull up the bosses real quick.
Why the fuck is
These
the Sekiro and Elden Ring list so goddamn long, while the Dark Souls 3 list is just like every major boss?
dude, Dark Souls. Well, actually, no.
Like,
This
yeah,
one
it's
is
not
only from
long.
here to here.
No. Dark Souls. That's Elden Ring.
These ones are the side bosses. Dark
Yeah.
Souls doesn't have
Okay.
mini bosses. That's the thing.
I guess,
Dark
but
Souls
like,
3 doesn't
yeah,
have mini
it's just
bosses.
there to Gale at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
All right. The first one.
Gnubia.
Gu- gu-
Gnubia.
no, that doesn't have an N. Yobu? Gyobu?
Gil, whatever.
Yobu?
Whatever. What the fuck is his name?
Masataka? Oniwa? Oh, Jesus Christ. These words have never been uttered. No one actually has that name, dude. All right, chill out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Alright, let me pull up the Sekiro list.
Gyobu.
So, one moment. Bosses. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Gyobu.
This is a
Whatever.
horse
I got it
guy.
right. Fuck you. I
No, you
had an
didn't.
N, but who cares? You're wrong. Anyway, so, Gyobu. He's cool. He's a
We
cool
have very
introduction to
different
boss.
opinions on this boss.
Huh?
We have very different opinions on this boss.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he's very offensive. I don't think he's fantastic or anything. There have been better first bosses in a lot of Souls games. But with that being said, I would definitely place him above something like Asylum Demon. He is just pretty good, so we can place him in probably okay.
Okay. Yeah, I despise this guy. I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
wrong.
bad. I think he's a bad first boss, and he's not a good first main boss for introducing players to main bosses in this game.
Hmm.
Honestly, I
He is
think if he,
wrong, but
yeah,
that's his
he
opinion.
is wrong. I think if he was replaced or just removed and have Genichiro be the first boss, it probably would have been a bit better. Or lower this guy to like mini boss tier.
Okay.
All right,
All
Lady
right, Miss
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I'm kind of torn. On one hand, there are better bosses. On the other, I don't think I can honestly place her any lower than good stuff.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't think I can quite place her in peak, but good stuff seems appropriate.
Yeah. Me personally, I really like her, and I would put her in peak, but I can recognize that people like
Personally, I
Sekiro a lot
prefer
more than
Owl.
I do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer Owl Father. I think he's a better fight, and he uses the arena better.
Hmm.
Lady Butterfly is cool though.
I think people like different things about Sekiro than I do. Definitely.
That's true. The people who like Sekiro, I should say.
Yeah.
You do not.
Well, yeah. I just have problems with Sekiro. I want to like Sekiro. There we go.
I think want to like is more correct.
Yeah, I think
Um.
it's true.
All right, Genichiro. Uh,
First Genichiro.
I guess that's first Genichiro in third form.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to tell whether that's first Genichiro in third form or Ishi in phase one.
This is uh actually
Whatever.
wait a second. Let me look at these. Yeah, no, that's first Genichiro.
All right. Anyway,
It's third
Mr.
form.
Genichiro. Yeah, no, you're peak.
Honestly, I agree. His fight was super cool.
His fight is not only cinematic and cool
Mm-hmm.
for the arena that he's in. Um, there are a lot of reasons. There was a lot of build up to Genichiro for several hours of gameplay. Um, which includes the prologue where you fucking die to him. He kills you.
Mm-hmm.
This is your revenge fight. You don't actually get your revenge because you don't kill him, but you do severely wound him.
Yeah.
And he runs off
And it's
because you win, and it's awesome. It feels genuinely thematically appropriate. He shows you, or he basically, just like Ishin does in the finale, tests everything that you've learned so far, but not everything to come, and introduces you into a new mechanic in catching lightning.
mm-hmm. And I think it's
All,
really good to
mhm.
reintroduce him as your foil instead of
Yeah,
as
it's
just
awesome.
someone you're getting revenge for.
Yeah, because Genichiro at the beginning doesn't really feel all that. The best way to say it is he feels like a general, and that is it. He
Yeah, he
doesn't. You
feels
don't really feel like he's that important to the story until you eventually fight him again, and you see, oh, okay, this guy is not only strong and like kind of my opposite in a way, but he's gonna be back.
yeah, and he feels kind of villainous when you
He feels
first meet him,
villainous,
and then when you
kinda.
second part time you meet him, you realize that oh, Kuro's completely fine. Okay,
It feels, yeah. Actually,
he's
he's
not
protecting
like
Kuro,
yeah, he's
like
also yeah,
objectively.
true.
Like as you progress through the castle or whatever, you're expecting that like he probably has like Kuro locked away and is like torturing him for information or some crazy bullshit. And then you eventually meet him and he's just talking to Kuro like a normal person and then says, "My lord, please go back in."
Yeah.
And like takes out his sword to try to protect Kuro because he assumes that you're with Owl.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's a really good interpretation of it actually. Yeah.
He assumes that you're with Owl and Owl is trying to kill Kuro, and so he is trying to protect the castle from you and your father. And you, at this time, have no idea about that. So it is just a conflict that is brought about because of a lack of communication, because you both assume stuff about each other.
Hmm.
Which is why Genichiro, in the
Rightfully
end, is not
so,
a
to be
villain,
honest.
but your foil and an antagonist.
Yeah, and rightfully so, to be honest.
Yeah. To be fair, betraying the Iron Code is like not
Crazy
something.
shit.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one expects for you to betray your father.
hmm
Anyway,
And also, no one
including
knows that
him.
your father's back too.
True. All right.
All right.
Folding screen monkeys.
God fucking damn it. Go ahead.
The folding screen monkeys are honestly a pretty cool little boss. They're not very interesting. The fight, it quite literally is just a super gimmick fight, but it is made. I think it's an inoffensive and interesting gimmick fight that is done perhaps a little bit less good than the Bloodborne one, but is still done relatively well because it takes the cool proverb of hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. And the best part about it by far, it's so hard, near impossible to die. So you don't have to redo it
hmm
to win. So even though it takes a little bit, it's not frustrating. I think I
See,
can place it in it's okay minimum.
the only problem I have with this boss is that it's either an inoffensive boss that takes like 2 minutes, or it is an annoying fuck shit that takes like half an hour, and there's no in between.
Well,
I
you're
got the annoying fuck
wrong.
shit that took half an hour. I don't understand what the fuck what was going on, dude. But yeah, go ahead and place it somewhere.
Honestly. Anyway, if I were to place that anywhere, I would say it's okay.
Yeah, it also just kind of feels like a waste of time, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it's good. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. I think there are better bosses that could be there, but I don't know if it's a waste of time.
Hmm.
Guardian Ape. Put it in where it deserves.
Fuck
I'm
you,
not even gonna.
bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. Dude, you suck so much dick. I know you're okay. Now that I've gone back and reflected, it is pretty much preparing you for the end game
Yeah.
and just how grindy these bosses are going to be. But also, God, is it fucking annoying. The hitboxes are all over the place. He goes monkey mode half the time in his first phase. His second phase has so many kill you moves that even though it's easy to like predict once you actually know all of his moves, you still have to learn every single one of his moves.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
thinking about it, I think Funny Monkey throws
funny
poop at you
monkey.
and farts
He,
on you
yeah, he throws
might
poop at
be
you and he
might
farts
be
on
the
you.
peakest thing. You might need to have to put it in Kensei. I don't know.
The motherfucker poisons you and then gives you 10 minutes of boss fight.
It sucks.
It's
It's just not
so
good.
it's so annoying.
It's not a good boss. I don't really like it. I
Yeah, no,
think
it's
the
terrible.
first phase is the problem. The second phase is fine.
I think the second phase is yeah, the second phase is fine. I think it because he pulls out a sword, it turns into a swordsman battle, which is what the
Well,
game's
it still
designed
feels
around.
like it
So,
still feels like the monkey battle because he's still taking wide breath swings, and you still need to parry it, or you take a billion fucking whatever poise.
mhm.
But like, it's good.
Yeah,
Um,
it becomes like a unique
with that
swords
being
battle.
said, we are going right on to Headless Ape Act Two.
Yeah. Um,
That one is
this
good.
one's fine actually. Yeah.
No,
Honestly,
I think
as
it's
much as I think duel fights are the worst thing ever and really annoying, this one was
it's okay.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that bad. All
All
right.
right, Dad.
Owl Part
Act
1.
One. Dad, Act One. How? Hmm. Really good. Really, really good.
Mhm.
It is at the halfway point of the game. Um, it's kind of the lead up to a lot of stuff. And it's where you can decide to either break the Iron Code and go on with the rest of the game, or end the game here if you're a little bitch. Um, and you know what? He's fun. He's an actual fun boss fight. He has cool mechanics. He has a giant fuck off sword that he uses very well with its range. And honestly, it feels realistic, not in the way that the fight is actually realistic, but in the way that Owl is not only trying to trick you with all of his abilities and whatever bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
but he is using his sword to zone you
Yeah.
because his sword is longer than yours, so it feels like a real sword fight.
Yeah. I think
It's
Owl is the
cool.
perfect way. The game teaches you you don't have to block everything. Even if it is
Hey.
a deflectable attack, you don't need to deflect it. Because
Mm,
sometimes it's better to not.
yeah.
Yeah. Especially when he goes up in the air and he slams back down with his like fucking 20-pound sword. Yeah.
Big ass, stupid ass, big
The guy
ass sword.
Sadachi. Yeah. It's a good teaching moment as well.
I'd say it's peak,
Yeah. I would agree.
along with Other Owl, which is the next one, I think.
Yeah. We want to
But
talk
for
about other
entirely separate
owl, but
reasons. I mean, Other Owl has very similar. I think Other Owl as a fight is better. Other Owl lore wise is worse, which is why it works so best in Peak.
mm-hmm,
I know why it exists. Like, there's obviously a reason for it. The reason that it exists is because you're trying to rectify with the fact that you killed your own father.
mm-hmm,
So this is you defeating your own demons. Not only because of the way that he manipulated you your entire life, but also because you are trying to finally put him down once and for good in your mind before you finish the final fight.
mm-hmm. And in your mind, he is still as
Because
strong as he was at his prime.
exactly, and I think what's most interesting about it is you're trying to put him down because at the very end, you only fight him if you choose a specific ending.
Mm-hmm.
And when you choose that ending, you are choosing to die. So this is you making peace with yourself and your regrets.
You don't have to die, but come on, we all chose to die.
Well,
Let's be
you've already
honest.
gone all this way.
Yeah,
So this is you literally making peace with yourself.
yeah, so that you can
And it's
sacrifice yourself.
it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it. So it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Corrupted Monk.
All right, corrupted monk, the real version. Um,
No,
no,
that's the fake version, I think.
no,
No, it's the fake version.
no, it's not. He's not purple. He's not purple.
Is there another one?
No,
There's no other monk.
no. The the ghost monk is not here.
Well, it's just phase one. Who cares? Anyway, that's just the full phase one. So, eh.
Yeah,
I like the boss,
he
but
is.
it has problems.
Yeah, he.
It's a little bit like I like the flowy nature of it, but hits come out sometimes at stupid random fucking times. Despite the fact that there's wind up for it. Um,
Mhm.
Legitimately, the main way to dodge the fight sometimes is to jump from building to build or like whatever to whatever
Tree to tree.
tree to tree. Yes,
Hmm. I
and
think the problem I have with this boss is that he'll do his like arms movement and then move his weapon because he knows you can't do anything about it
mhm,
because he's a boss with 5 million health.
yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
A little sad.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a little annoying. And the clone shit is really annoying too. So,
the clone shit is fine. It's just, it's
uh,
not great.
yes, he's using this move. So I'm gonna have to rebuff after this 30-second interval where I can't do
Kill
anything.
yourself. You're wrong.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so Divine Dragon.
Divine Dragon. It
Divine Dragon
was,
is a cool gimmick boss that I like.
yeah, it
It's
was
good.
cinematic.
Yeah. I would
Cinematic as
honestly
hell.
play it, and it's good. I think, because it's a cinematic, cool, second to last final boss.
Yeah,
Um,
I just,
it's the lead up to Ishin, and in a lot of ways, it does that very well. It has notable issues. I think that the first phase of it with the little guys is kind of stupid,
Yeah, I agree.
and I do think it's a little bit too easy, but it's still fun.
I think the only reason it can't be harder is because it's so long.
That's probably true.
Like, it definitely takes a while to get through, but you're not gonna
Hmm.
die.
It's
Assuming you're not an
unlikely, at
idiot.
least. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've gotten this far, you're probably not dying.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Alright.
Next is the Demon of Hatred.
Demon of Hatred.
Mr. Demon of Hatred. You know, I'm not even on the wiki anymore. I just remember all these bosses. Demon of
Yeah.
Hatred.
Look at this image. What is that?
The
This image
coolest,
sucks.
sickest fucking Elden Ring boss of all time in 144p.
This is like the coolest ball of hair to ever be lit on fire.
Dude, if this were an Elden Ring boss, I would rate this an entirely different rating.
So true.
He's really
No.
cool. Thematically, he is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I love that he is the sculptor over time, and like over time he's like shown to like have this dark side or whatever that eventually comes to a front in, oh, okay, well, he's a boss. That he was like basically in a way a what's the word? His, like his creations, his body was an idol that was containing a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
eventually he lost control because of the like many things surrounding it and his death, which led to him becoming this thing that you need to put down as his friend. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have to place it in why, because why is this boss in this game?
Yeah, it's a
Um,
Bloodborne or like Elden Ring
Elden Ring.
boss.
To be honest, I'd
This
say
isn't.
it's more appropriate for Elden Ring than any other game. Maybe Dark Souls 3. Why is it? Why?
Yeah, it just
Why
doesn't
is it in
fit in this
Sekiro?
game.
Like it,
And like the
it feels
janky
so weird.
hitboxes, the fact that you have to jump and attack that 90% of the time you just pass through anyways,
The fact that you
or
have
it kills you.
that he has massive like broad stroke attacks that are kind of quick that you have to like block or whatever, but if you block you're punished for doing so
Mm-hmm.
because his fire hand goes through block with the fire chip damage. Like what, for real? I
Yeah.
don't know.
So you basically just have to dodge the whole time instead.
Legitimately, you have to,
And the fight is so long because it's a 3-phase fight that
and he has
having
a lot of HP.
the shield isn't even helpful.
The
You
shield
don't have
is
enough spirit
helpful.
emblems.
The shield is helpful whenever you perfect block him jumping up into the air. Any other move, and it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't even complete the boss because I genuinely didn't feel the need to.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a required boss, which is why he's not in fuck you.
Mm. So if he was required, he'd be fuck you.
If he was required, he would probably be in fuck you.
Gotcha.
But he's in Y because he's not required, so he just feels weird.
Yeah, because I don't think you got to 3rd phase, did you?
No, I got to the
Yeah.
second phase about halfway through in one of my runs, and I decided, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, it would have been a while longer.
I think I gave it
but
like
yeah.
a solid hour and a half attempt, and I just gave up.
I think it was longer than that because I think we
It might have
played
been
it.
longer.
I think you played tried to fight him for 2 sessions.
It maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But all right, Ishin and whatever her name is,
Ishin and Emma.
Emma, right?
Neither of us have fought this boss actually.
I can't rate it.
Read what?
I can't rate it.
Oh, rate it. Oh, okay.
It kind of sucks, but I can't rate it. It's cool.
I'll just
Vibes alone. Vibes alone.
yeah, vibes alone. I like Emma.
I like Emma
and
too.
I like Ishin.
It should be in good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea that she was like that she has some sort of connection to the previous like original like originator of the what is it called, like draconic blood curse or whatever,
She
as well
was
as she's a student of
she wasn't
Ishin.
related to it. Or rather she was. I believe she is the descendant of the servant or rather, like right hand of the very first dragon blood curse, whatever wielder.
Mm-hmm.
So just like everyone who came before her, her family line, she protects Kuro.
Mm-hmm.
And so she protects Kuro from you when you become a threat.
Yeah, and it
And
makes
calls
it.
upon her connection with Ishin to
Mm-hmm.
protect the bloodline.
And it makes it even more heavy when she makes the decision to let you, or to allow you to, like, go through with ending the curse,
Yeah.
because it's like an actual, like, really really important decision for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ishin's just cool,
Yeah.
and so Emma being his student is also cool. So,
All
all
right.
right,
Come
of
on.
course, yeah. We
Just
named an entire tier after this motherfucker. Come on.
so this guy's my favorite Souls boss. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not even funny how peak this motherfucker is.
Mm-hmm.
Is he perfect? No. But holy shit, if this isn't the most thematic, perfect final boss in any Souls game by far, and if he isn't the coolest fucking boss that I have ever fought in any Souls game, he's so cool. Dude, dude, in this world of supernatural demons, fucking like giant apes that get decapitated and then pick up a goddamn sword, divine dragons and whatever bullshit, the scariest person in the world is this decrepit, half dead motherfucker. Because in
Yeah.
his youth, he separated this world from everyone else with the divine dragon. He literally killed or defeated every other god that tried to invade, allowing this world peace. What the? He's so cool.
God.
He invented nearly every sword move that you see in the game, or mastered it. Most of the time, both. He is so fucking cool
He's
because
basically
this
the
motherfucker.
protagonist of his own game.
Correct. This motherfucker is him. He is the like. But unlike all of the Souls game, like uh, Soul Simber, Gwen, whatever,
Yeah.
he doesn't feel like an undead that had like completed the game previously and is now fighting you.
He
What he
feels like
feels
a
like is the protagonist of a fucking anime that
he
ended like 20 years ago,
yeah, he
and now
feels
he
like a
has to
God of
finally pull
War
it out.
protagonist. Like he feels
He
like
feels like
Kratos.
he feels like Kratos. He feels like a god of war, and that's so fucking awesome. The fight goes perfectly. Not only is the arena just so cinema, it's not even
Oh
funny.
yeah.
It suits his abilities well, and it's as well as like the lightning thing, and it suits the fact that that's the beginning of the game so fucking well. It's so perfect. And his move set is both creative and so cool. It's genuinely super difficult. It's not the most difficult Souls game or Souls boss, I wouldn't say that. But I would say that he is legitimately very hard and very fucking cool. He's so fun, thematically awesome, and everything that he represents is so peak, it's not even funny. I love Yishin.
Now, I have a hot take. And you already know this hot take and you disagree with me.
Yeah.
But you motherfuckers, he's not that fucking hard, all right? You guys need to calm down.
No, he is like a top 5, maybe top 3 hardest boss of all time
I'd say
for
he's
Souls
top
games.
5,
Mm,
maybe top
I
10.
I'd say
He's
3.
not that fucking hard,
I
guys.
would say 3.
Yeah,
But
people absolutely
regardless,
riding his dick for difficulty
regardless,
need
he
to
is
chill
not
out.
low. Yeah.
No.
I
I'd
can
even
agree
say
he's not the most
I'd even say
difficult.
he's number 5.
I would say that he's 3, but we can disagree.
Yeah. I I'm aware we absolutely disagree. I'd say Melania's quite a bit harder,
I
but
would say
I'd
Millennia is
say
easier.
I'd say the only problem with Melania is that you have more options to cheese her. Like,
That's part of it. You have
dude,
more
fucking
options to subvert her,
Arana,
more like.
Arana beat Melania in like what was it? 5 tries? Or
Yeah,
3?
exactly. You have more options to subvert her, to overlevel and everything. Ishin is
Yep.
a raw skill check.
Arana rolled up level 190 with the Blasphemous Blade, Heavy Armor, and Tish.
Yeah,
It just
exactly. You
absolutely
win.
railed
You
her.
just win. Yeah. I'm sure she just
Yeah.
spammed the fucking skill until she won because
Yeah.
like that's and not knocking it to her for doing that, of course. But
Yeah.
like
But like
that's
that's a thing you
the
can
game
do.
lends itself to allowing you to do that. You can kind of just overlevel and fight whoever. And in this game, you can't because there
Yeah.
aren't levels. You just
That
have to
is
defeat bosses and it gets you like the tiniest bit stronger. Even if you bring out the shinobi tools and go crazy with it, it still doesn't make the boss that easy.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
boss
I'd say so.
is, I could easily say number 3. He is crazy. And he's so peak. I love him so much.
True.
I want an Ishin figure. He's so fucking cool.
I wonder how expensive that would be. Probably really
Dude,
expensive.
the moment, dude, like, even his lines are awesome. I never got tired of hearing, "My blood boils, Sekiro!"
As
As
he just
he,
slams his foot into the ground and
yes, and pulls
sends
out
you
a
flying.
giant fucking, like, pole
Halberd.
arm. Like, where did he
It's
hide
like a
that? I don't know. I
halberd, but
don't care.
it's like a halberd, but it's like 10 feet long.
I think it's a it's not a glaive.
Uh,
I think it's probably a pike.
no, it's not a pike. Let's see, Japanese pole arms because it has an axe head.
That's fair.
Um, it wouldn't be it. It's not a halberd. It's like I guess it's kind of like a halberd. I don't know. Let me see, Japanese pole arms. I actually want to look this up because it's really stylized.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me see what it looks like on the end. Oh, okay, no. It does kind of look like a pike, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. No,
Anyway,
though it's not a pike. It's a Magari. Yeah, it's a Magari. It's basically just a pike, but it has like um what's it called? Kind of teeth going sideways. Here, I'll send you a picture.
okay. But my point is, dude, just everything about this boss makes me happy. Every time I sometimes go back to Sekiro to fight him. That's it. Just to
Yeah,
experience the boss again. Because he's so fucking fun. He's so fun.
honestly, that's fair.
From a thematic point, from a mechanical point, everything, he's peak. He doesn't feel bullshit. He feels like every single one of his moves is something that he has pulled out, not out of his ass, but like from a different boss or enemy that you have fought before. And you know how to deal with everything that he does. It's so fun.
Oh, here's a better image, actually.
And I think that's everything that I have to say about him. Like, he's just awesome.
Yeah, that's
Mr. Sword
entirely
Saint?
true. That's why he has the tier named after him.
Yeah.
The Soren Saint or Kensei. I'll put him over here just for posterity.
Posterity.
Posterity. Posterior. Whatever.
Booty.
Anyways, we're getting on to Dark Souls 3. A game both of us have played quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've played it twice.
I think so.
Whatever. Not a
I've played
ton,
it maybe
but yeah.
3 or 4 times. I'd say 4
hmm
times.
Not
Not quite sure how
not
to
quite
get
as
What's
this
it?
done.
extensively as Elden Ring, but hey, we've played it a few times.
Mhm.
Good game.
Yeah, good game, decently easy game, I'd say. If you're gonna
Mm,
say any of these is the easiest game in the series, it's probably this
probably,
one.
yeah,
Not counting the DLC though. DLC is a whole different thing. It's holy shit.
definitely.
But on that note, the first boss, it is what the fuck is his name? Uh hold up. Gungear, that's his name. First boss is Gungear. Udex
Hmm.
Gungear. Now, this guy is super fucking cool because he's your introduction to the game, obviously, and he has a pretty simple move set. He's not that fast, but I think he is a perfect introduction to the game and just the some of the bullshit you're gonna get introduced to. Because halfway through the fight, he transforms into a fucking dragon.
Hmm.
He transforms into a fucking putrid dragon, and then
Which
starts
is
like
kind of sick.
throwing himself across the arena and attacking you.
Hmm.
It is a crazy reveal. And also, if you go
He's a good
back,
first boss.
yeah, if you go back and look at the lore of this guy, God, it's really sad actually. Basically,
Yeah.
it's a guy, and this will get into Champion Gundyr as well. It's a guy who was too late getting to his Firelink Shrine. He was way too late, and by the time he got there, everyone was already gone. He was basically just revived too late. And so he stays there with the coiled sword until the next person arrives, which is you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he honestly, I think he's is he peak though? I don't think he's peak. He's good stuff. I don't think he's peak though, as much as I like him.
Maybe. Um, he is probably the second best first boss. I think the best first boss, honestly, might be Margit,
Yeah,
but
that's
but he's
true.
pretty good.
Yeah, Margit now, yeah, definitely.
I think he introduces you to a lot, so
Yeah,
respect.
he he introduces new players into. Oh, we'll get into Margit. We'll get into Margit later.
Yeah.
Hold on, we'll get into Margit later. All right, champion Gundyr.
Wow,
Now
that's a skip in time. All right.
it is a bit of skipping time. Yeah,
I guess they
champion
placed
Gundyr's
him
like
next
all
to
the way
him
over
because
here.
he's the same person, but still.
Yeah, they're both the same fight. This was just like 90 times harder.
And also near the end of the game, yeah.
Yeah, it is a good like reflection to see like how far you've come, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
And
really nice.
in a similar way, he's harder.
Yeah, and you also get to see this is basically you going back in time and
And fighting him
seeing,
for real.
yeah, seeing Firelink Shrine from when he arrived,
Hmm.
not when
Pretty
he's
cool.
been sitting there for maybe hundreds of years and the Firelink Shrine has just been rekindled. Yeah, honestly, I'd say I still can't put it in peak. I'd still say it's just barely at the top of good stuff.
Hmm.
All right, uh, Fort of the Boreal Valley.
Oh,
This is the famous dun 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 fucking theme.
yeah.
This is the
Vort's
famous this
cool.
guy. So if
I
there's
like him.
one thing that Convergence taught me, it's that this guy is perfect at the amount of health that he has.
Yep.
His his health pool is not a lot, but it is perfect for where he is because Convergence gave him like 3 times the amount of health for some reason, and he was so fucking annoying.
I'm sure. I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, but honestly, this boss is fine. This boss is cool. It's a good like second boss. when you're
I'd say
basically
so.
just out of the tutorial area, and he's not that hard, but he also has like his own unique mechanics, unlike some Dark Souls 2 bosses, where they're kind of just
Hmm.
the same thing but harder.
No, no, I see, I see. Yeah.
And also
I'd say
once
he's good.
again, the reveal for the him going slowly and then he goes into phase 2 and the music just kicks up to 11 is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'd say honestly,
He's
put him in
good.
good stuff. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
good. Good shit.
Oh, hey,
Now,
this guy.
hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, you fat ass?
Hey, fucking piece of shit. What's this, you
Dude,
fucking piece of shit?
dude, dude. This guy is a pot
Sure.
with a tree in it.
Showing Miyazaki the curse rotted greatwood. What's this, you fucking piece of shit? Yeah, you piece of shit.
Dude, like,
Dude,
if he didn't give the kiln, why would I ever fight him?
no one would fight him. Fuck this guy. This guy
Fuck this
sucks.
guy.
Even
He's
when you
just
know what you're
bad.
doing, this guy sucks. He's
He
just
really
annoying.
sucks. He's so bad.
Yeah, fuck this guy. He's not even that hard. He's just annoying.
No, dude, you just have to smack his ass like 30 times. Like, fuck
Yeah.
off.
You smack his ass 30 times, and then if you don't want to have a chance to get one shot, you just wait for him to walk up like a
Do a
baby
move.
walking and then
Yeah.
stumble downwards.
Now you gotta wait for a move, and then you punish it, and then you wait for a move and punish it, and that's the
Mhm.
fight. It's so fun.
Yep. If you don't want to accidentally get one shot.
Yeah, because he does a billion damage for some reason.
Yeah. And then he has a grab attack that also does a billion damage. So,
Yep.
all right. Crystal Sage.
You know,
Um,
both times I fought her. No, no, no. The second time I fought her was a little bit harder. The first time that I fought her, I obliterated her
this
exceedingly
is
easy because I think I was over leveled for the time.
no. You had the Dark Hand.
Oh,
Now,
right, Dark Hand.
this is
That's what it
about the
was.
point in the game where we get access to the Dark Hand, and if you have access to the Dark Hand, this
Crystal
boss
Sage
basically
is
doesn't exist.
so easy.
Yeah, extremely easy. However, if you don't have access to the Dark Hand, and Crystal Sage goes into phase 2,
Hmm.
and you don't have a high damaging weapon, this boss is so annoying. This boss
I'll let you rate it
sucks.
because, to be honest, I kind of one shot her. So.
I think you one shot her both times. So I have fought her on a low damaging build and a high damaging build. And high damaging build, you just one shot her and it's whatever. I
Mhm.
just charge heavy with Vort's hammer, whatever. Let's say you have some dex weapon that's like not upgraded all the way and your stats aren't that
Like a
high.
rapier. Let's say you have a rapier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you have a rapier or something, and you're just doing like poking and stabbing builds, which is normal. A lot of people do it. Dark Souls. You are if your vigor is not high enough, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna really suck for you, dude, because she's gonna go into phase 2, and you're gonna be fighting like 20 of her, and now you gotta find the right one while you're spinning around, rotating, getting yourself sick, and also there's 5 million projectiles coming at you. Yeah. Um, I'd say why. It's not as annoying because, like I said, you can just one shot her, but like when you don't, yeah, why?
That's fair.
All right. The one I keep forgetting their names. Deacons of the Deep.
Oh, deacons! Yay!
Deacons.
Love
Honestly,
deacons.
these guys are kind of funny.
They really suck, but I
they
love them.
they do really suck, but I kind of like them. They're kind of endearing in the way like a pug is.
That's fair. I'd say they're kind of endearing in the way that a cat that ripped up your fucking carpet is. Like, yeah, they're cute, they're awesome, they're cool. They're like honestly thematically very like I even like the
I like
concept
them
behind their fight.
thematically and
It's just the fight
conceptually.
itself that sucks so badly.
Yeah,
So
if
like,
you don't have an AoE attack, you
fuck deacons.
yeah,
Yeah,
you if you don't have an AoE attack in this fight,
but it's so
you
cool though.
you're gonna
So
need
like,
Jesus.
I kind of really like them,
I
even though I really hate the fight super badly.
honestly, it's kind of an eh.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of between, okay, I like them conceptually, they're really cool, they're really interesting, their boss fight is cool, their theme is cool, their mechanics suck ass.
Yeah,
Fighting them is annoying.
that's fair.
Yeah. All right. The far Abyss Watchers, a foreign
Abyss
keep.
Watchers, I have a very high opinion of these guys.
Honestly,
It's really cool.
yeah. I
I like I like it thematically. It's super appropriate,
yeah.
especially considering the lore behind Artorias. I
Mm-hmm.
like and the Abyss Watchers in the previous games. This is the perfect way to end them off.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I think they're just like not only thematically very cool because of the previous games, they're thematically very cool because of the way that the fight works, which is
Mm-hmm.
that they resurrect, and then if there are more than two, they fucking get it.
Yeah, they
They
fucking
fight
fight
each
each
other
other.
because there can only be one.
Mm-hmm. Like
And
the Abyss Watchers. Now that everything in the entire universe is kind of falling apart and kind
yeah,
of like crumbling at the seams, the Abyss Watchers have pretty much lost their minds
yeah,
and are in a perpetual state of resurrecting, seeing evil, and then killing it.
and they view themselves as evil, so they kill it.
Yes, because they're tainted by the void.
So it's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I really like this boss. I wouldn't say it's peak. No, no, I would say it's peak.
Yeah, I'd say it's peak.
For Dark Souls 3, it's probably peak.
Yeah,
It's like
honestly.
legitimately super cool and fun.
Also, weapons are cool.
Oh, very much so. I use that weapon literally until almost the end of the game.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
the
seen
fuck
to.
it was so fun.
Yeah, it was it. The God,
I got to
we
shmoo.
need we need more unique move sets like
No,
that.
that's for real.
God, it's so
Dude, it's
peak.
if that greatsword was instead a longsword, it would be lore accurate to real life.
True.
Dude, like actually parrying dagger plus like rapier or thin sword is super common if
Yeah.
you are going to dual wield it at all. Which most of the time you're gonna use your hand, a cloak, or a shield. But a parrying dagger is a pretty good idea too.
You know, it's kind of odd that the Abyss Watchers use a greatsword with one hand
Sure.
because the only reason Artorias used his greatsword with one hand is because his other hand was fucking broken.
He
His
had one
other
hand.
arm was just busted up. He only
Yeah.
had one hand.
What I
So
think
the Abyss Watchers just put a parrying dagger in the other one.
no, I think the reason that they have only one hand on it is because they idolize Arturius
Yeah.
to a stupidly large degree,
Well,
such
that
that
is yeah.
they quite literally cripple themselves in exchange for like like being like him.
And they're not as good at moving as he was.
Exactly.
So they use the dagger to hook onto objects to throw themselves around.
Which is
And
cool.
it's really cool, yeah.
Dude, I like it from so many different perspectives. It's just one of the best bosses
It's
in
like
Souls.
people idolizing Levi Ackerman
Yeah,
in his universe, so they strap rocket jets to their body.
it's or like a fucking I don't know, whatever. Yeah, no, that is pretty much correct. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. But
it's really
also,
cool.
it's I think a lot of the bosses in this game share the same theme where you fight them way past their prime, like to the point where all of
Mhm.
them are kind of falling apart with the world around them. And I think it's a good theme for the true ending of this game to be the firekeeper ending because you're kind of just putting this world to rest and you're putting everything else that is like struggling to hold on to life where the abyss watchers are repeatedly resurrecting themselves and the next boss that we're going to talk about as well, which is a good segue. Man, this guy High Lord Wolnir.
Hi, Lord Wolnir.
High Lord
Um,
Wolnir is essentially
hmm.
he's essentially uh what's the most powerful lich in D&D? name again?
Vecna.
Vecna. He's basically Vecna, but what if Vecna was consumed by his own magic?
Kinda. Yeah.
And the abyss is attempting to claim what's his or what's its.
Hmm.
Basically, when we find Wolnir, he is inside of a chalice and inside of his own realm, half eaten by the abyss.
Hmm.
And the only way to kill him, well, not the only way to kill him to be fair, but the the easy way to kill him is to kill or to destroy the artifacts that he's using to stave off the abyss. And once you do, the abyss just completely eats him. It just swallows him whole.
Hmm. It is really cool.
It's really cool
I
and
like the
really
boss. For
sad.
a gimmick boss, it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's
And
it's
it
really
is
kind of
pretty sad, yeah.
sad. Yeah.
Because he wasn't a bad person.
No, well, he was. He was a
Okay.
lich.
Well,
to
yeah.
to be fair,
It wasn't that. It wasn't that
he
bad a
was a
person.
lich. Like he was a lord
Oh.
of the damned or dead. But it's still like kind of sad to see him like crawling like clawing his way trying to get out of the abyss as it's swallowing him and basically everything around him. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, to
Honestly,
be fair, we don't know that much about him. We just know that
all
he
the stuff that we
was.
know is conjecture. Yeah.
Yeah, we just and what is written on his sword, which is that he fell into the abyss and was so terrified that he came out a holy man
Yeah. God.
because he thought God could help him.
Yeah. God could not save him.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Get destroyed, idiot. Oh
All right. I put him in good stuff
yeah,
because like he's
yeah,
still a
that's
gimmick
perfect.
boss. Yeah. All right. Who the is this? Oh, this is the what's it called? This is old Demon King.
Oh hey!
Uh,
I don't like
he,
him.
yeah,
He was pretty shit.
yeah, he's pretty shit. He's like, I'd say he's Y
Maybe.
because he's not like directly egregious. He's just annoying and hard depending on your build, and also like has a lot of weird quirks about him. Like if you get him low but puts around for too long, he attempts to fucking explode, and then he like sits there doing basically nothing for the rest of the fight, which
Hmm.
is not that much because he does that at like 20% health. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I put him in Y.
Hmm.
He's also not required, so I don't think I can, in good faith, put him in fuck you.
Hmm.
All right, all right. People know how I feel about this boss. Why don't you tell people how you feel about this boss?
Okay. Um. Well, I think that it is in the previous game, right before Dark Souls 3, there was a boss that they worked on with Bloodborne. The boss was called fucking what's her name again? Margot's wet nurse or Margot, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the concept for this, or rather, the I should say, Pontiff is the formalized and refined concept of her idea.
Mm-hmm.
Namely, the idea was, what if, pause for dramatic effect, we had a dual wielding boss that summoned a copy of themselves that repeated their moves, like fucking Virgil from DMC.
Mm-hmm.
And the effect was really cool. Now, I don't have the highest opinion of this boss. I think that they're really cool, and I think that they're actually a pretty fun fight. But that's about where it stops. I personally would put them in good stuff. Um, I think Noel has a very different opinion of Pontiff.
I have a very different opinion of Pontiff.
I think he's really cool, but
Now,
probably I do not have as highly an opinion of Pontiff as you.
now, even though he seems like the refined version of what he is, I think he is not a prototype. I'd say Murgo's Wet Nurse's prototype. I'd say he is the beta of the refined version of this, which I believe that is the only thing, like a few really kind of weird things about him, and I think honestly the camera controls
Mm-hmm.
keep him out of Kensei for me. I think he's peak. I love this boss. I love his design. I love how he walks towards you before igniting his swords when you first like walk up to him. And depending on your build, he can be extremely difficult. And he's definitely a stat check, I will say, because
Mm-hmm.
he is a lot harder and a lot faster than all of the previous bosses. I'd say he's a good uh halfway point for Dark Souls 3. If you can beat him, then you can beat the end game bosses. Or I'd say he's a good gateway into the end game.
Mm-hmm.
He's super cool. I will knock him down a little bit,
No.
but am I able to put him in peak?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay, let's be honest. He's better than like 90% of these bosses in peak in
Yeah,
good
I
stuff.
mean, again, I don't really care. He can be in peak.
Yeah, he's better than all these. But I
I
wouldn't say
personally
like
wouldn't put
he's
him there,
better
but he
than
can
some
be
of these
there.
other ones.
All right,
I'd say he's
that's a
good.
hot take. I don't know about that one.
I'd say he's as good as Genichiro.
I don't know. I don't think I would agree.
Well, I will agree to disagree. I wanted to put him in Kensei.
Yeah, well, you're fucking wrong.
That's okay. I fought this boss so many goddamn times. You have no idea.
Yeah, well,
This is the only
how
boss
about
that
that?
I helped people online with. Actually, no, scratch that. Second to only boss. Now,
Uh,
we
yeah,
want to talk about annoying fucking bosses. Here we go. Aldrich.
Aldrich.
Aldrich, yay. Wow.
Hmm.
Holy fuck.
So Aldrich is weird, right? Because so Ornstein and Smo.
What? Where are you going with this?
I don't know. My point is, he kind of just sucks.
He is hard as shit. He's cool. He's annoying. And his arrow spam is. They brought it back for Radon, and I hated it there too. His arrow spam is annoying as hell. His hitboxes are super weird because you have to attack the top side of him or else you're gonna lose damage. And he's also easily countered if you're a mage. Like if you have enough points in intelligence, you can just disable his entire kit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of weird. I I put him in Y IMO.
That's fair.
It's cool, but I hate fighting him. His theme is good though. I will say that. What
Anyway, point is, he is Smo, so
does that mean?
he is the Smo boss in Ornstein and Smo.
What?
Aldrich.
No?
Yeah.
How so?
Given their shared status as infinite man-eaters, the fact that killing Aldrich nets Smo's set from the Shrine Handmaiden much as killing others nets their armor, and the fact that when Aldrich returns to his true home he is found in the Cathedral of Orlando, it is likely that Smo became Aldrich, possibly through consumption of huge quantities of humanity through the men that he ate.
Oh, lore wise. I
Yes, he
see.
is Smo.
I see.
which is why I was bringing up Ornstein and Smo originally.
Oh, so, okay. I didn't know that actually.
You did,
That's why I was confused.
because you're the one who told me that in the first place, and I
Oh,
guess you forgot.
I guess I forgot.
You
I guess I
silly
forgot.
Billy.
Dude, it's been so long since our Dark Souls 3 playthrough.
Nah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like a year,
We'll give
like
it another
a
try
year and a
once.
half.
What the fuck is up?
Oh yeah,
The co-op.
the
Yeah,
co-op mod. Yeah, seamless co-op mod is being made. So
yeah.
I
Once it's
don't know
actually
if
finished,
it's. I don't think it's out yet. But
then we can do Convergence with it. Anyway,
yeah,
that
this guy. This guy
the
is.
guy.
This guy's sad,
Oh,
man.
he makes you
Fucking
sad.
Yorm.
Yorm is a little sad, to be honest.
Yorm's pretty sad.
Unfortunately, he has the problem of being a gimmick boss, but he's easy. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
by easy, I mean really easy.
You kill him in 4 hits with the Storm Ruler.
Dude, like, it
It's
sucks, man. For real.
yeah, it's really sad.
Now, given, I do think that he deserves some respect, not only because he's cool, but
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
because he is the uh, prototype for a later boss that is awesome
Mm-hmm.
that we will see
Rykar,
later, who is a stupid fucking giant snake.
who is super cool. Honestly, I'd
Who is
put him
awesome.
in. It's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's really cool, but he's too easy.
Yeah, his moveset is also super cool. If
Mm-hmm.
you are to fight him normally, which I guess you can
He's
fight
just
him normally. There's just no
yeah,
reason to.
yeah.
All right, now my second favorite boss, and I know you got some opinions. Let me have it. Let me know. Let me know what's up.
Um.
What's up,
Okay.
Dancer of the Boreal Valley?
So, Dancer. You know what? I don't have that much against Dancer. Now, what I do have against Dancer is a few, well, like a little. I think that her unnatural movements unfortunately take away from her boss fight because they make her moves genuinely really, really difficult to read. And that is counterintuitive to the way that her boss is designed because she requires you to read her. Um, like most bosses, but especially for her because she is fast. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, I think that she is very frustrating because she is a big boss that falls under the unfortunate equation of big bosses in Souls games that you wouldn't think so because of how fast she is. Where the best strat is to hit her in the booty. Um, and third, I think that she's very stupid because she has a move that hits like kind of around a 100 and around 200-degree cone around an entire fucking part of her body
Mm-hmm.
that is a grab. And if it grabs you, it kills you. So you just need to not be on that side of her, period. Because it's really fast too.
Yeah.
And I think also can go through a dodge, which is interesting. So
Um, it has active frames, so if your dodge ends while you're still in the hitbox,
sure, yes.
yeah,
What I mean is it's extremely hard to dodge.
yeah,
If you're there at all.
hmm
So all in all, that makes her unfortunately pretty bad to fight mechanically, even though she is cool. So I don't have a very high opinion of her.
Now, counterpoint or counter, not counterpoint, but rather, I think the only thing wrong with her IMO is that she is her grab. I think her grab is really bad and it's not very well made. However, I think everything else is fine, and I think her unnatural movements serve to make her more aesthetically cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I like her unnatural movements because she is big, but she's not so big that you can't see what's happening when she does her movements.
Sure.
And it's definitely a thing you have to get used to, but once you get used to her movements, you can read her. It's like reading it's I'd say it's definitely better than reading Fire Giant
True
because
enough.
reading Fire Giant sucks ass.
But Fire Giant's a different story. Fire Giant, you don't need to read as much because a lot of his moves have a crazy amount of windup, and because of that, like depending on where you stand, you're pretty much safe. But Dancer's arena is pretty small, actually. So you
Mm,
kind of have to stick to her, especially because you're punished if you're too far from her. I don't know.
I
She frustrates me.
guess. I guess she just has a lot of far-reaching attacks.
Yeah.
More, you're encouraged to stay close to her.
And also she can teleport, I think, if I remember.
No,
No? Whatever.
no,
She just is fast.
yeah. I'd say her reach is fast. Her actual movement speed is pretty slow. Yeah. Fine. I'll put her in It's Okay. Or no, Good Stuff. I'll put her in Good Stuff as much as I want to put her in Peak because I like her, but nah, she goes in Good Stuff. All right. Give me a few minutes for an intermission. I do need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'll be RB. Hello? Uh-oh. He's muted too. Let's see. Alright, well, we'll be back once Mondato's back. BRB. We're going back live. We're back. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are officially back. Now, who's next? Wow. Starting out strong, Osiris. And by starting out
Okay.
strong, I mean kind of fuck this guy, actually.
I don't
Okay, maybe.
fucking remember him at all.
He doesn't go and fuck you. He's the guy who's like, my dearest Ocelot,
Oh,
where are
that guy.
you? That guy. Yeah.
The weird dragon.
Yeah, the weird like dragon man kind of thing.
Yeah. He wasn't super interesting to me.
Yeah.
I know his story. He's just kind of.
He's kind of yeah. I agree. His second phase is really annoying because there's like no wind up to him just launching himself across the arena
Mm-hmm.
and just like throwing his hands
All
everywhere,
in all,
too
he's
fast
just
for the
kind of
frames to catch up.
yeah, it's just kind of meh.
Yeah, yeah. Also, his ice is annoying. All right, now fucking peak fights. Now for peak fights, guys.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's super cool. Honestly.
I liked him.
Oh,
Dragon Knight or whatever.
Dragon. Wait, what is his name? Fuck. Dragon Slayer armor. Right, he had a
That's what
weird
it
name.
was. Yeah.
Dragon Slayer armor. Honestly, I thought the boss was or a lot of people thought, maybe I thought? I don't remember what I thought. A lot of people thought the boss was the dragons on the side of the arena.
Hmm.
They're not. When they get involved, they're super annoying, but when they're not involved, this fight is actually just really fun. I like it. Honestly, good stuff. Is it peak? Hmm. I think it stays at a peak just because of the dragons on the side, because they're annoying. What do you think of them?
Uh, yeah, I'd say so. I think that he's honestly a really cool fight. I enjoyed him. He had kind of an annoying move, but after I got used to him, he wasn't very annoying. I
Yeah,
like
the one
those
where he
mo-
break his stance and he
Yeah,
doesn't attack. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. His weapon is also insane. His weapon is actually just tactical nuke. The weapon. All right, Lothric and Lorien. What do you think of this boss?
Lothric and Lorien. I like it. He's the brothers are weird about each other. I think Miyazaki was playing with Radon and Mikola,
A little bit.
but
They're
yeah,
pretty similar.
they're weird. The boss fight does have some parts that I don't like, but overall it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it I agree. It has some parts I don't like, but I'd say it's good stuff still. I'd say it's still a good fight. It has kind of interesting mechanics. It does eliminate some strategies just because of how their hitboxes are set up, but it also promotes some other strategies, so I think it balances out. Good stuff. Good fight. All right. Now, this is one that Connor is apparently feels really strongly about for some
Really
reason. For some reason, he feels really strongly about Ancient Dragon,
weird.
or Ancient Wyvern, rather. Um, I think for me, this is a why. Because, like, why can't we fight him normally?
Oh, you
Why do we
mean
have to
why do we have
run
to?
all the way around
Yeah,
just to
gimmick.
jump on his head? Why is this a gimmick fight?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't like the enemies in this area either. So
That's
fighting
fair.
them is annoying.
That's fair.
Yeah. Why? Just uh, honestly, it was a waste of time. This boss. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you just go around, you jump, and then you headshot him like, the tutorial boss in Dark Souls 1.
Mm-hmm.
Except you don't get an actual fight after. The fight just ends. God. All right. Ah, Nameless King. Fucking Nameless King, man. I Is there any way to separate the Nameless King and Storm Ruler? Or King of the Storm? Let's see.
Hmm.
Because, like, King of the Storm is maybe F tier. King of the Storm is so fucking annoying,
I can
but
see it. Nameless King, yeah.
Nameless King's peak. Like that fight was peak, honestly. I don't know. I will say, my full strength playthrough did make this fight hilariously easy. But also that build made every fight hilariously easy, so it's kind of an outlier.
Hmm.
Um mm, I have gone see, I don't know if I want to put it in peak because I've gone famously on record saying that this boss fight sucks. And I've gotten a lot of people upset at me for that. I'll defer to you. What do you think about this boss fight?
Um, the first phase cancels out the second phase, and it makes it into a mediocre boss fight.
I would agree. I think I'd still put in good stuff. Actually, nah, I'm gonna put it in it's okay. It's just okay. Because the first phase is just so fucking bad that it cancels out the second phase. I'm sorry. King of the Storm is terrible. All right. Soul of Cinder. Soul of Cinder.
Soul of Cinder.
Um, I think he's super cool. I think he's a good reflection of like everything, every playstyle that you could have chosen, basically.
Hmm.
And obviously, it's the whole oh he's the guy who beat Gwyn, and then you fight his like fighting style with Gwyn's fighting style, which is just Gwyn but better. Honestly,
Hmm.
it just is.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah,
But he's like
I don't like
he's
him.
like the second. He's like the start. He's one of the first good final bosses in the game.
Sure.
I'd say uh Gutterman is like the first one, and then this guy's the second one. I think he's just okay. Or actually, no, I think he's good. I don't think he has like, but the combo move is an insta kill basically. Hmm, that's my only thing stopping me from putting him in good stuff. What do you think?
Um, I don't know. I don't like him.
All right,
He
I'll
can
put
be
him
in It's
in.
Okay, sure.
I'll put him in. It's okay.
I just don't like him.
That's fair. All right, we're on to the DLC. Where is DLC? Here we go. All right, Champions Gravetender and Gravetender Great Wolf. Uh,
Meh.
meh. Yeah, yeah. This is like whatever. This is like
Yeah.
okay, I fought it because it was there. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Also, the run back is super terrible. So
True. Yeah, it's just kind of whatever.
yeah, whatever. It wasn't that hard either. All right. Actually, I'll save this for after this one. All right, Sister Frida.
Um, I mean, peak, I
I
guess.
I'd say yeah, I'd say peak. I'd say peak. I don't. I think there's a
It
few
has some problems.
things. Yeah, there's a few things holding it back from Kensei. Most notably, some of the hitboxes,
Yeah.
and also what's his face waking up and becoming part of the fight is kind of
Father
annoying.
Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson. Other than that, It's fine. It's all right.
Hmm.
Um, other than that, she's really cool, and I love her weapon, and I love the way she fights, and I
Yeah,
like her lore. Her lore is cool.
there's a lot to like.
Yeah. All right. Half-Light. Your favorite
What?
boss. Here it is.
What?
Your favorite boss. It's Half-Light. You know,
Ooh.
Half-Light. This is the church where you go in the church and it summons a other player to fight you, but the other player, because
Oh,
there's no other players, it's just the NPC.
okay. You mean that one time that I 1v1'd an enemy player and
Yeah,
beat them easily because I used the unholy godlike power of Schmoovin?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
It's not a boss. It shouldn't be rated.
it is a boss.
It's
It
not
is
though.
by all
It's just you
technicality
just
a boss.
you're just PvPing. That's it. Like
Well, yeah, but stupid. But it has a what's it called?
entry.
Yeah, it has an entry in the bosses.
Okay, whatever. Just put it in whatever. I don't. I later. I care
I'll put it
so
in
little.
Y. I'll put it in
Okay,
Y
sure.
because whatever. All right, Demon from Below and Demon in Pain.
Um, cool boss.
Yeah, I think I like this boss a bit more than you did. I think
Yeah,
you didn't really like this boss.
I thought the boss was kind of annoying when I finished it, but after reflection, they're kind of cool.
Yeah, they're kind of neat. I like how they take
I
their
like them.
turns, kind of like running at you, and you can
Hmm.
kind of cycle them.
Yeah,
It's cool.
they're a good form of duo boss.
Yeah, I'd say it's one of FromSoft's only good duo bosses,
Hmm.
which is gonna give me some hate from the Ornstein and Smo fans, but it's true.
And
Ornstein and Smo ain't that good. All right, calm down.
hmm.
All right, Dark Eater Madeir.
Midir.
Madeir. Now,
Midir.
now this is a contentious one because you motherfuckers who say that this is one of the hardest bosses in all of Soulsborne need
Just wrong.
to. You're just wrong, and also you need a reality check. This boss is easy. This
Yeah,
boss is pretty easy.
it's not that crazy.
Dog, don't hit in the legs. That's it. Grab a
Just,
weapon that can hit
just
its
get
head,
him.
and then hit its head.
Just get
That's
him.
it. Just get him.
You just gotta get
Let's
him.
get the guy. He's not top
Yeah.
5 hardest boss fights. All right, chill out.
He might be top 10. I don't know.
Eh,
He's annoying.
I think we can make top 10 without him. I guess he's kind of hard, but like
Like, let's
I'd
not
say
like
there's
just
10 other bosses on this list
I
that
don't
are
know,
harder
Noel.
than him.
Let's not deceive ourselves. He is hard. He's not just like an easy boss. He's just not that hard.
It didn't take me that many tries. Okay, to be fair, okay, I will be fair. I will be fair. I was using my strength build, which
Okay,
is
then yeah.
extremely strong in that game. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, that's fair.
He
I'll
is
give
still
him
a
that.
hard boss. He's just not crazy hard.
He's just not top 5 hardest bosses. He is still
Which our
hard.
next entry is.
Yup, here he is. Slave Knight
Okay,
Gale.
so there are two bosses in all of Souls games that I could ever claim to be my favorite. The first is Ishin, for mechanics reasons. The second is Slave Knight Gale, for lore reasons. This motherfucker, by far, is my favorite design of any boss in any Souls game, and is my favorite lore of any boss in any Souls game. This lead up is so perfect, and they stick the landing with the mechanics. Because Jesus fucking Christ, if this guy isn't the coolest thing ever, you fight
Mhm.
him at the end of the world with nothing around you except for dust for no reason other than you both are there
Yep.
and you want the other gone, and there's no other reason. It's no deep. Basically, he has already completed his quest and given his fucking mistress all of the paints and pigments that she needs. But he sees that you have a particular Dark Soul in you, and it would be wonderful if he could use that as well. So, for basically no other reason than just to pick it up on his way home, he decides to fight you to the death.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, the fight is so fucking awesome.
It's so peak.
He's so cool. The first, dude, the first phase of this boss, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. This boss is like kind of interesting. It's kind of weird though. And then he stands up, and then I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Oh my god, is that a crossbow? And then whenever I got to phase 3 and stuff started exploding around us and he started doing like random fucking flourishes flipping in the air and shit, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen."
The world's basically like falling apart around you
Dude, the
guys.
world is falling apart and nothing matters because the only thing that matters is killing the other. At this point, the world is going to be destroyed anyway, so who cares? The only
Mm-hmm.
thing that matters is the person in front of you, which is your opponent, that you need to win.
He's
And it's not for
literally
any
the
reason,
epitome.
just because.
He's the epitome of as long as there's two people left on the planet, somebody's gonna want somebody dead.
It's so fucking perfect because it so well represents Dark Souls 3, the game.
Mm-hmm.
Fundamentally, the entire
Absolutely.
world is going to be destroyed, and there is no point to it, almost. So, literally, the final boss in this game, Gale, is a physical representation of, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fight. Not because there's any reason for it, not any deeper meaning. There's nothing for me to gain here. I just want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. Dark Souls 3 in its entirety is about extending the inevitable
And
or
coming to
putting
terms
it
with
out
it.
of its coming to terms and putting it out of its misery.
And by far the better option is just accepting that it's going to end, but despite that, doing your best anyway.
Yeah.
Because there's no, even though there's no point to it, you just kind of want to.
Yeah.
Because literally, there is no one else besides you to end the world. And the world's going to end no matter what you do. You can extend it a little bit, but if you go the entire game and decide to let the world end anyway, then fundamentally you did fucking nothing. But it doesn't matter because in the end you won. Congrats.
Yeah. I
And
mean
that's the
it
game.
does it only slightly matters because in Dark Souls 3 you kind of you see everything, you see all this suffering around you, and you see the it's essentially entropy that the
Well,
world is fighting against, and its own
I
like
guess
it's overstayed its welcome.
I'd say more so the only role that you take on if you decide to end the world in the first place is putting everyone out of their misery.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Because almost I'd say almost every boss you come across is suffering.
Yeah.
Is suffering honestly from just staving off the
Or
end.
they are either suffering or they are oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lothric and Frida.
Yeah. Well, I'd say even then, the oppressors are staving off the end by taking from other people.
Yeah. Regardless,
Like
Dark Souls
Aldrich.
3 thematically is probably one of the best games in the Souls series.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see how people deal with the end of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Aldrich, who staved off their own mortality by eating gods
Yeah.
and eating
And
all powerful
in
people
the
that came
end,
across him.
Gale is the only good option for the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gale doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you beat
Gil
Gale,
is
nothing
basically just
happens.
like you.
Gale is literally just the second protagonist of the game. And unlike Genichiro, like it doesn't really matter if you beat him.
Yeah.
If you win, nothing happens. If you lose, nothing happens. It's the only reason the fight is there is because you two are the strongest beings alive and you want to win.
Yeah. Fulfill your purpose.
Kind of. So I love this boss and everything it represents. He's so fucking amazing and awesome and cool, and he makes me so happy to see him every time. And his fight looks so cool. Like, just not only from a thematic standpoint, but his design is awesome. I just love him.
Absolutely. And I think the idea that his fight is longer than 90% of the other fights in the game
Is
is
perfect.
also perfect because it feels like it should be.
It's not only because he's that strong, sure, that makes
Yeah.
sense, but it's also because, I mean, again, you both are basically fighting with all you have for no reason.
Yeah.
So he just feels so appropriate as the last boss for this game. He has already finished his duty to his mistress, and now he just wants to fight
Hmm.
for fun.
Absolutely.
No matter who wins here, his mistress still gets her pigments
Hmm.
because one
And the
person
next world is
dies,
created,
whether it's him or you.
which theoretically the next world is Sekiro and Elden Ring.
Well, yeah, the next world presumably is the universe that Sekiro and Elden Ring exist in.
Hmm. I mean, it technically could be Bloodborne as well because Bloodborne is just a dream, but whatever.
It's likely not.
Yeah. How we know
That's
Bloodborne
Moon
comes
Presence.
Bloodborne comes before
Yeah,
Dark Souls 3 anyways, so
also Moon Presence,
yeah.
which is the creator. So
Yeah. All right. So I'm also gonna just move this really quick. There we go. We're on to Elden Ring, the game that I think both of us have the most time in.
I believe that's correct.
There's no way that wouldn't be correct. Like seriously, we have each done like maybe 6 runs at least, and me personally have done like 20 runs. So I
Okay.
have this is my favorite game of all time. I have 859 hours in this game.
Um, I have a normal amount of time in this game, which is 309 hours. I don't know how we got to that number.
I did so many challenge runs. Dude, I beat the
Yeah,
game with a
he's kind
bow.
of a weird, crazy person, so don't.
And I'm gonna be doing it
Yeah.
again soon as well. So
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
I'm also gonna be doing a randomizer soon because I really want to do a randomizer for
My
Elden Ring.
god, man.
Dude, dude, Elden Ring randomizer. It's so peak. I want to do it just because of Shadow of the Earth Tree. Shadow of the Earth Tree's been out for like almost a year. So,
Hmm. That's fair.
but all right. Speaking of Elden Ring, the first boss and the reintroduction or introduction to new players to the Souls series, who took inspiration for from a lot of the Dark Souls 3 bosses, and a lot of Elden Ring bosses took inspiration from Pontiff, where they have a lot of fast moves and more combos and mixing
Hey,
melee and
it's
range together too.
Margaret.
And who better to represent that than Margit?
Hey, it's Margaret. Is that Margaret or Morgot?
This is Margit. Morgott's over here.
Oh, okay.
Margit.
Margaret.
We have fast moves, we have slow moves, we got ranged moves, we got jump moves. He's a fast motherfucker despite him being old as shit. This dude's like 500 years old. Like, dude is a really good fight. He's not like extremely hard or something, but if it's your first time in the Soul series, yeah, he's a wake up call. Like this isn't Limgrave anymore type of wake up call. And I think he's a good representation of okay, so he's the first boss that's going to mix things up on you. He's going to hit you with mix ups. He's going to hit you with delayed attacks, and he's going to hit you with attack cancels as well. I think honestly, I'll talk more about Morgott when we get to actual Morgott, but I think honestly he's peak. He's not Kensei, but he's peak
Mm,
just because of what he represents.
that's fair.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Godric.
Dude, he's
Now
not that bad.
we're not talking about Convergence Godric. We're
I
just
don't
talking about
care.
basic
He's
Godric.
not
He's not
that
no
bad.
no, he's not that bad. I'm just saying he's mediocre.
Yeah, he's probably mediocre.
Yeah. He's everything that his lore represents. Mediocrity. He is the weakest of all the demigods. He he touts himself so much. He grafts things that are more powerful to him, like to his body, and then he discards everything else. He's a bad ruler, to be fair, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and honestly, I'd say he's like, no, never mind. I was about to say he's the only ruler, like normal ruler left, but yeah, no, I'd say he's the only normal ruler left because every other ruler has kind of discarded their duties.
Oh, Morgott doesn't do anything?
No, he doesn't. Well, no one knows that he's there. So,
I guess that's true.
yeah, it's been like
Fair enough.
hundreds of years until anyone who has fucking seen the guy, so.
Yeah.
And anyone who's seen the guy has died, basically, so. It's so abandoned that there's a black knife just chilling outside his room.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's true.
they're just posted up for no reason. Yeah, but either way, he's the last one actually doing his duties out of the demigods, and by doing his duties, I mean he went batshit insane,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a terrible ruler. So, yeah. Um. However, I'd say his fight is still okay. I'd say Convergence Godric is just a lot better, but really the only change is that he has more health. So, yeah, I'd say he's okay.
All right.
Now Renala.
Renala.
Uh, Renala is kind of sad because this a lot of the boss fights in Elden Ring kind of feel like hmm they kind of feel like Dark Souls 3, but the difference between Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring is that in Dark Souls 3 a lot of these characters are mortal
Mm-hmm.
or they're being constantly revived. So they're practically mortals. So they're like withering away with this world. In Elden Ring, the world is still alive. The characters have just been around for so long and abandoned by everything, basically. Like, the world
Mm-hmm.
is far gone. You're not coming into this world at its prime.
True.
And I think Renala is a perfect example of this. She's been sleeping or slumbering, whatever, for like centuries now, under a spell that essentially protected her by Ronnie. And so you fight her as basically like asleep, even in her second phase. She just kind of throws spells at you, and they're strong ass spells. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like she would have been way stronger in her prime, being the emissary of an outer god or the vessel of an outer god. So yeah, she's super cool. I love her arena. Her arena is probably the coolest looking,
Yeah.
except
That's
for like maybe Radon.
No. Uh. Hmm. Maybe
At
we're
the end,
done. Yeah. Maybe we're
yeah.
done.
At the end of the day, I'd
First
just
we're done.
say good stuff.
Yeah. She's good. Just not the best.
Yeah.
It also sucks how if you do enough of damage build, she's so easy.
Oh yeah, she's extremely easy. That's my problem, is that she's too easy when you have just physical damage, and she's way too hard when you only have magic damage. Even though you
Mm-hmm.
kind of have to go through her area to get more magic stuff. I don't know. Anyways, first encounter with Radon. Honestly, this fight had fucking years of hype behind it. This fight had so many years of hype behind it. It had all a bunch, like most of the trailers, I'd say. Most of the trailers had him and Melania going at it. Had all the story. Everyone talks about him being the strongest, even though he's technically not. Um, but we'll get to that. Um, you have Melania and Radon's fight. How there, I love how there's like a kind of what's it called, untrustworthy narrators when it comes to people talking about their battle and talking
Mm.
about how Melania and Radon fought like vigilantly, both of them, and how Melania got the upper hand when she blew up Kaled. But in reality, Radon was kind of wiping the floor with her.
Bet she barely made it out alive.
Yeah, she barely made it out alive, and the only reason she technically won is because she fell to the god of rot and exploded
Mm-hmm.
for her first bloom. She was beat so blad. She was beat so bad that she not only blew up or bloomed in Kaled, she bloomed a second time once she got back. Once she went all the way from Kaled all the way back to the Halleck tree, she was still so wounded that she blew up again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyways, enough talking about Melania. Radon. And oh my god, I love the Radon festival and how the celebrant, I think is his name. Um whatever is his name. Uh I don't know. I don't know. The guy that looks like Slave Knight Gale. The guy that has the Slave Knight Gale outfit. The way he talks about Radon is just so crazy. Honestly, if all bosses had that level of hype, they would be 99% more cool. And I think Radon's fight is peak. Especially with the Radon Festival and you having like 10 guys all fighting this guy. It's just peak.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything to say about him?
I mean, dude, I don't know. Radon is a peak boss. He's in general very, very cool. Um, a lot of his boss fight leading up to it, with the Radon Festival especially, grows hype very easily and quickly. And the boss himself, while it is totally possible to beat by yourself, is encouraged for you to bring more people and is balanced around that fact. And in that way, is really cool
Mm-hmm.
because it feels like you're bringing a massive battalion against a extremely difficult boss.
Yeah. And it was so much so that originally the fight was way harder and they had to nerf it. And whether you agree with nerfing Souls bosses or not, I think it was warranted. So have you ever tried to fight this guy by yourself? It's fucking hard. Like it's really hard.
Did they nerf Radon 1?
Yeah.
I thought it was just 2.
Nope, it was both of them.
All right.
Yeah, both of them
Well, I
got
guess they were both
nerfs.
overturned.
Number first fight Radon got nerfed harder than fight 2.
Not I see.
Yeah. All right. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh shit. Oh god.
True, bestie?
Unpin images. There we go. Okay. Next one. Rykard.
Snake looking motherfucker. Let's see. I say looking because he's not a snake. Um,
Question: Can we fight unnerfed Rodon in the co-op playthrough? I mean, I think it's basically the same thing because in our co-op playthrough, I not only is there the increase to having duo people, but I also increased the boss health by like 35%. So, or like 25%. I don't remember which number it is. But I think it's basically pretty nerf Radon, yeah. Now, second fight, Promise Consort Radon, no, because that boss had a lot more problems than numbers, and a lot more was changed than just numbers. So, anyways, Rykard, right? What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Uh, Snake looking motherfucker that isn't a snake. He is a gimmick boss, true. And the not gimmick, if you try to fight him normally, is like actually really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like in a way that isn't very fun. So, whatever. But
Yeah,
hey, if you go with the gimmick, he's a hard boss still.
yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. I
Good
mean, he's not
gimmick
that.
boss.
To be fair, he's not that hard, but he's not easy, and
Yeah,
that's insane to me. They
I'd
made a gimmick
say
boss that was cool and fun, that required an interesting gimmick that wasn't a cakewalk with it.
yeah, I'd say he's actually just perfectly balanced for his level. And if you go there under leveled, it will be extremely fucking difficult. Because you can go there very under leveled if you go through the Rhea Lucaria route. Honestly, I, is it peak though? I don't think it's peak, but it is really good.
Yeah, good.
I'd say it's good
Good's
stuff.
probably true.
Yeah. All right, Regal Ancestor,
Stupid deer.
dumbass deer.
I forgot that this guy even fucking existed.
Can he's
I
cool and he looks
legitimately
pretty,
forgot about
but
his existence in the first playthrough and just never fought him. And I literally didn't fight him. No, I did fight him in the first playthrough.
yeah,
I
he
think
did.
as one of my last bosses. Um, then forgot about him in most subsequent playthroughs. But we did do him most of the time whenever we did playthroughs because we just fought all of the main bosses or
Yeah, I think because of Convergence, because he dropped something for Dream, like
yeah, yeah.
spirit casting.
But
But
he's just like whatever.
yeah, he's just okay.
He's
He's
not great.
just honestly, he's just kind of eh. He's okay.
Hmm.
He's no, actually no. He goes over here. He's just kind of eh. He's just okay.
Yeah.
It's like at the bottom of okay. All right. Now there's a lot of ways we can rate this guy because do we count his actual appearance or his second appearance? Like which one counts as Estelle? The actual one
Well,
that has the remembrance, I guess.
one drops remembrance. That's the real one.
Okay, so we count that one. Okay, so hmm, he's really fucking hard.
Also known as Ronnie's Estelle.
Yeah, he's really fucking hard. His like instant grab attack that kills you is
Is so funny.
stupid.
Is so funny. I love getting like watching you get hit by it like every time.
Dude, I
It's
can't
so
roll it,
fucking
dude.
funny.
I can't dodge it, man.
It's so funny. I loved like
God,
just every time like okay, well I guess I have to solo it.
dude.
Just the
Because I,
craziest
I,
fucking
because I end up playing melee builds sometimes, and God, fucking
just get get
fuck
better at
this
predicting
guy.
it. Dude, I've gotten hit by that maybe twice ever.
God, he goes
You're
in
just
Y.
bad.
He goes in Y. Fuck you. He goes in
Fuck
Y.
you.
Fuck
He's better.
Estelle.
He's
No,
better than why? You're just a salty bitch.
fine. I'm a salty bitch. I'll put him in A. He goes in A. Fuck you.
I think he deserves higher, but whatever. It's
No,
fine.
no. He's an annoying motherfucker.
He's a good boss. You're a bitch.
No. Fucking Lich Dragon.
Hey yo, Fortisax.
Yeah, for the
It was too
sex.
easy.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
think
kind of
it's just
unfortunate.
because I think it's just because you get to him so late in the game.
Yeah, you kind of have to go through Fia's entire goddamn quest line, which kind of requires a lot,
Yeah.
and
By the time
requires
you
you.
actually finish that quest line, you're probably fighting the final bosses. And Fortisex isn't strong enough to hold up to those.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say he's easy, his numbers are just too low. Cause like I'd say he's pretty similar to the other dragons in the game.
Hmm.
So I'd say I'd say he's good. Or okay. Actually, no, I'd say he's good. It's just too easy. Which I don't think I can fault him too hard. I'd say he'd be peak if he was harder.
Hmm.
Yeah. The real difficult thing is the death blight, but I mean, it doesn't build up that fast, so it's not that big of an issue. All right. Now, Morgott. Now, I am going to quote the text that I sent Jay because I quote this text a lot because I think it's a perfect explanation of who Morgott is as my favorite boss in Elden Ring. Now, not my favorite boss mechanically. I will have to explain. I think maybe Godfrey is, not counting DLC because obviously Ramina is my favorite, but Morgott is one of the most tragic characters in Elden Ring. His father was banished when he was young. He ruled Lindell alone till he grew old, keeping the most hopeless secret in the world that the Erd Tree had abandoned everyone. Morgott didn't want to be Elden Lord, but he wanted to keep everyone from knowing the truth so people would keep hope that the war would someday end. His entire family turned against each other and warred, fracturing them. Brother turned on brother, his heart broken to the point where he couldn't bring himself to face Radahn in person when he sieged Altus. He fought off Radahn through a shade, Margit, and easily defeated him. At the end of his life, he is bitter for those who all abandoned him and lost in hopelessness as he could not hold back the fell curse any longer, standing the thrones with the curse that he held back his entire life. And in the end, he must admit that he failed. The most powerful of the demigods, and we'll never get to fight him at full power, unfortunately.
All right.
And with that, his fight is way too easy.
Yeah.
He has way too little health. I'd say it's not too easy. I'd say he has way too little health. He has the same problem
Yeah,
as
probably.
Fortisax.
Canonically, the most powerful demigod, unfortunately, will never do anything.
Yeah, because he's like
No,
500 years past his
he's not the
prime.
most powerful demigod. He's the most powerful fighter in the demigods. I think Mikola is technically the most powerful demigod, but he's a caster. Considering what he does, yeah, I would say so,
Yeah,
no.
okay, yeah.
But I would say that in terms of fighting, yeah, absolutely, goes to Morgott,
Yeah,
easily.
if we're talking about purely
Like,
one-on-one combat,
yeah,
I'd
if
say
it comes
Prime
to, like,
Morgott
someone.
could run the ones with Prime Mikola.
Well, yes, because Mikola's not
Absolutely
a fighter,
run his shit.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if we're talking about like controlling territory and like leading
No, if
people, yeah,
we're talking
Mikola.
about power in the sense
Absolutely.
of who can
Because
accomplish more, it is by far,
yeah,
yeah, it is by
because
far
Mikola
Mikola.
just charms everybody.
Well, that's
And
part of it, but it's
it's not an
also
issue.
like Mikola is probably the only person that can create a universe. I'm going to be honest with you, Chief, or at the
Okay,
very least, a world,
we don't
realm, whatever.
we don't know that. We also we don't know that.
Oh,
We don't know if it's Mikola's dream or simply a portal to the realm.
Well, regardless, his power is real,
Yes. His
and
power is
Miquella
absolutely
becomes a
real.
god.
Yes.
It is
Absolutely.
god slain, and Miquella is considered a god, and Morgoth is not a god.
Well, yeah, if we're taking him at the end of if we're taking him at the end of the DLC, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say Mikola is maybe on par uh with Marika right
yeah,
at the
I would say
end.
so. And again, that's what I'm saying. Miquella
Yeah.
is more powerful than Morgoth because at that point, Miquella is no longer a demigod; he's a god.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, Miquella also doesn't know how to fight, which is why he charms his big brother
Hmm.
and has him do everything.
Yeah. It's just Lothric and Lorien all over
Yeah,
again.
pretty much.
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, with the twist being instead of them being like this kind of like honestly, they're kind of Lothric and Lorien level 100 bosses. Like leveled up.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're just doing everything on a grander scale with with a much more interesting story.
Also true, yeah.
Miquella is one of my favorite villains in any Souls game by like a lot.
Yeah,
If not
Mikola's a
favorite villains in
crazy
fiction.
story.
Miquella's so fucking awesome, and I love his story because it's so perfect.
It's kind
It
of
perfectly
tragic too.
well, yes, it perfectly encapsulates his character like archetype, which is the like I am doing my best to help everyone, you know, and then the consequences of that, men with
Hmm.
great ambitions type thing.
Yeah,
I would say that Miquella is probably on the nicer end of characters like that, like Madara or Yawak. But like,
I don't I don't know.
it's fine. Yawak's goal is literally to kill off everyone technically in a sacrifice so that he can bring about a new world where death does not exist because that
What
is the
what
bleach.
Bleach, okay.
But like the original version of the world, the before humanity, or rather not even before humanity, just before like everything got all fucky wucky with the Soul Society, was there is no death. The world
Hmm.
was just kind of perfect with that in mind. There's no traditional death. It's much more closer to Elden Ring, if that makes sense. And he
Yeah,
wants to return to that time, which means that he has to destroy everything that currently exists so that he can bring about paradise
gotcha.
in his mind. Um, I would say that Miquella is probably the nicest version of that
Hmm.
because he wants to do the Genjutsu thing.
Yeah, because
Except
Mikola Mikola does everything because he is a kind person.
Miquella's kindness is literally just taken to the logical extreme.
Yeah. Mikola's
Um,
kindness just basically corrupts him.
yes, it's taken to the logical extreme because he severed a part of himself, which is why he's so unnatural. And his idea, quite literally, is just, hey, if I charm everyone in the entire world, no one's gonna fight anymore, and we can all be happy. It's so fucking
Hmm.
pure and so childish. It's so perfect for Miquella
Yeah. And
because
he
Miquella, and from the start, was always this pure child looking at the world with way too much power, and
yeah, absolutely.
the idea that he wanted to help people, and
Hmm.
so he approaches it in the most childish manner possible, making everyone nice to each other, and
Yeah.
it's so perfect. I love it.
And it's even more interesting because his charm isn't perfect either.
Yeah,
Like even when
people
these
can still
people
feel
are
hate.
charmed, people are
Mm.
still like untrustworthy of each other.
Yeah, people can still feel hate. They just don't act on it.
Hmm.
And you know what? I love him. I love him so much. He's such an awesome villain, and I take inspiration off of him all the time. He's just so cool. But
Hmm.
anyway,
It's
that's
also
that's
it's also
later.
kind of sad because the idea that
We're
he
on
needed
Morgoth
to
right
become
now.
a yeah, I know, but the idea that he needed to become a god was kind of ingrained in him,
Yeah.
even though
by
the
his mom.
person who, yeah, even though the person who cared about him the most, which is Melania, uh, didn't really want that. Didn't really care about any of that.
Melania just wanted the best for him.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Just wanted to
most
protect
loose
him.
sense of the word. Basically just wanted to help him with whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah, basically just wanted to protect him. Wanted to protect him from the Golden Order and honestly himself.
Yeah.
And she failed at that.
Which sucks. No, well.
Yeah. All right, Fire
Mr. Giant.
Giant.
You don't like
Fire
this guy.
Giant. Yeah, he's whatever. I've gotten way better at fighting him, and honestly, at this point, he's just whatever. But he has just so much randomness and so many like really tight hitboxes sometimes on certain things, and then not so much on other things. He's just weird. I'd say he's okay. He's also very cool, despite us not getting an intro cutscene for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd say he's okay. Do you agree? Tears off his own damn leg. Yeah, pretty much.
He's okay.
Yeah, then he sacrifices it to the fell god. Yeah, he's okay. All right, Moog. He beat the allegations. Let's
Okay,
fucking
Moog,
go.
this QT, I honestly have fought him more than every other
You
boss
love this
in
guy.
Elden Ring by like a lot. And I know his moveset inside and out. And you know what? He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not even my favorite boss in Elden Ring. I've just fought him so many goddamn times because uh he doesn't have a crazy amount of health because of the way that his boss fight works. So he's relatively
If
easy to
you
farm in Convergence.
if you beat him before he transitions, yeah.
Yeah,
Nay.
he's just good. He's just a really good boss.
Yeah. I'd say he's not peak just because of some of his mechanics. Bleed,
Yeah,
specifically, Blood Flame is just kind of annoying. But
I like Bloodflame.
I like Blood Flame. Just Blood Boon, just putting it on the floor and
I
having you
think it's
randomly
fine.
build up blood is like
Just
annoying.
get good.
All right, whatever.
All right,
I
you're
beat him
gonna.
with a fucking shield. Fuck you.
We're not putting her. We're not putting her in the top.
Come on, man. Dude, she has to.
Dude,
She has to go.
dude, she's
Fine.
not
Okay, no.
perfect.
Okay, she's
Fine,
not.
whatever. Fine. Jesus Christ.
Well, actually, let me think about it, because I don't. She has a lot of problems.
She has a lot of
I'd put her in
problems.
peak. I'll put her in peak.
Okay.
She has too many problems holding her back from being Kensei's tier, honestly.
She's really good though.
She's super cool. And
Uh,
like God, it's so weird because depending on who you ask in the lore, it's either Radon, Melania, or well, not Morgott, actually. But it's either Radon or Melania who's the most powerful of the demigods.
mhm.
They're both wrong, but you get these two answers all the time
Well,
in the
to be
lore.
fair,
And
they were both
everyone.
around at the same time with their full strength, while
Mhm.
Morgott is old.
Yeah.
Morgott is not in his prime
hmm
at all.
I
He is
guess
very old.
everyone who would know that Morgott is the most powerful is probably just gone or forgot.
And this version of Morgott is, again, very old.
hmm
So
Old as
I
shit.
think
Nobody's seen him for a long
Prime,
time.
yeah,
So
I think Prime Melania, or actually, you know what, the Melania that we fight, or Prime Radon, very easily sweep Morgott. Like he's so
Morgott right
old.
now, yeah, I
He's so
guess.
old, man.
But if we're talking about the prime of all three
No,
of
I'm not
them, yeah.
talking about Prime Morgott. I'm talking about old as fuck cripple Morgott is not the strongest demigod, which
Yeah.
is why I think people say that. Because if we're talking about specifically Prime, yeah, Morgott wins. But like Morgott wasn't in his prime while everyone else was in his prime. He was earlier.
Yeah.
He didn't really have any competition. He had Radon, but Radon was young and inexperienced, which is why he was beaten so easily.
Yeah. And also Yeah, he was beaten so easily, as well as Radahn doesn't really care
Dude,
about
it's like,
taking that much territory.
yeah, it's like Rayleigh beating the shit out of Luffy. Like, yeah, of course he's gonna win because Luffy is at the start of his fucking journey and Rayleigh is at the end of it.
Yeah, yeah. Like the thing is, more Radahn did a lot of his like sieging and stuff and taking territory really early,
Yeah,
and then he kind of just chilled out and moved back to Caelid.
sure.
And Melania had no reason to take Lindell
Hmm.
because she didn't care about the Erd Tree or the Elden Ring or any of that. She cared about Mikola, and she assumed because Mikola and Radahn were in love. Apparently, that was just a thing that no one talks about. Um, she assumed that Radahn had Mikola, which wasn't the case, and she kind of went crazy a little bit.
Hmm.
And then Moog existed because he got charmed. He got Mikolasted. Unfortunate. Yeah, no. Melania is a super cool fight, and it's either the hardest fight you've ever had, or you only need to fight her like 5 times, apparently,
Hmm.
depending on your build, which is kind of good and kind of bad. It depends. Now I can tell you, in my challenge runs, I I take every excuse to avoid fighting this chick, like for real, because in challenge runs she is the bane of my existence. All right, Placidus X, Plassy.
Plassy.
Yep, Placidus X. Placidus X is
Because I
cool
want to put
though.
someone else up there, I'm gonna place him in peak instead of the top one. Plassy's
Is
peak.
he peak though? Is Placidus X really peak?
Okay, fine. If you don't want to place him in peak,
I I think
he
he's
can go in
good. I
good.
like him. I just don't think he's peak.
I kind of really think he is, but I get it. He has
Um,
frustrating parts about his boss fight. He's just, I don't know, he's
he just
really
has a lot
cool,
of frustrating attacks.
I guess. No, okay, I see your point.
Yeah,
But
because he
still
has
kind
a
of,
lot of attacks that are just explode the area around me,
no, no, no.
or
I think
teleport
he's just
away,
very,
or deal
I mean, I
damage to
do
the entire
disagree. I just
arena.
think he's very easily subvertible, which is why he probably doesn't deserve to be in peak. There are
Well,
several
yeah, I
builds
can
and spells
subvert.
that like obliterate him, so
Yeah, I can subvert him by taking out a fucking Godskin Peeler and hitting him with Black Flame Tornado, but I could say that about almost everybody.
not everybody though. Like
I
our
mi-
next one.
I missed on fighting. I missed out on fighting Ghidorah. Yeah, I told you about him like 5 times. Rattle. No, I get to be angry at you, Rattle. Fine, I'll put him in peak. All right, now actual peak. Mikola. No, what? What is
Dude,
this guy's name?
it's Mikola. No,
It's
it's Mikola.
shut up.
I'm pretty
Shut
sure.
up.
I mean, if you really think about it, like,
Shut up.
I know he's
Malakath.
a giant dog, but I'm pretty sure that's
Shut up.
Mikola underneath
Shut
that
up.
fur. He just
Shut up.
didn't get a haircut.
Shut up. Shut up. All right.
Oh, bitch, you know.
You're a little shit.
Well, you can call him a lot of things.
Hello,
Destined,
Kath.
the wielder of destined death, the Black Blade, leader of the fucking whatever. Anyway,
No,
point
no,
is,
he's not. He's not leader of the Black Knives. He's not the leader of the Black Knives.
I'm kidding,
The Black
but
Knives kind of pushed him over and stole his rune. they, they, they're like, ah, good dog. Whew, pranked. And then
no.
stole it.
Anyway, no, but dog is fun.
Yeah, he's cool. He's your favorite boss, isn't he?
Yeah.
You don't have anything else to say about him?
Well, what I was going to say is that he deserves to be in Kensei, but
Hmm.
I
You're gonna
don't
have
think
to
you agree. So,
you're gonna have to talk for a little longer for me to put him in Kensei. You're gonna have to give me this watch time.
all right. I mean, all right. If I guess if I
Convince me.
fucking sorry. Oh, okay. All right. So Noel, what's his name?
Malekith.
Yes. Anyway, Malekith. Okay, so I'll start with this.
Rank. Yeah.
Malekith, canonically, is the right hand pseudo brother, not literal brother, but pseudo brother of our good old fashioned Marika, the one behind it all, in quotes. But Malekith was given an unfortunate hand because his goal was protecting death. And then some random fucking dumbasses came in and like kicked him over or something and stole his shit. I legitimately don't know how it happened. I don't think they
I
beat
don't
him,
know
did they?
how.
They like
Absolutely
snuck. They
fucking
had to
not.
sneak it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely goddamn not.
How the
There's
fuck did
no
they
way
sneak
they
it?
beat Malekith. I mean, they're
Whatever.
silent.
True.
They're
Whatever. They snuck. They stole his shit. Is the
they stole
point?
his shit. Yeah, they snuck in
And
and stole his shit.
that really sucks. And he's really mad about that and
That
sad.
led to the Night of the Black Knives.
But
Yeah,
the
silent
big
and
part,
invisible. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, the big part about this guy, about Malekith, is that he's stupid, awesome, cool.
Oh yeah. Over.
Yes,
He's super stupid, awesome, cool.
I hate you. Point is, this motherfucker is so cool. This guy is. What if Sif was on crack? He is the goodest of boys, and his only goal is to protect what his sister, in quotes, um, gifted him and burdened him with. And he did so to not only to the detriment of himself, but to his own sanity.
Yeah, real white elephant situation here.
Until, yeah, exactly. Until, like, quite literally, he just went insane and he became
What if we
this,
put
like,
Sif and Artorias in a blender and made them into one boss? That's actually real as fuck.
yes.
Actually.
And then there's, and you know what came out? Gronk. And Gronk's really sad. He's he's not having a good time. Um,
and in the
and
end,
throughout the
he
game,
fucking.
you can see Gronk all the time. You can talk to him. You can make friends with him. You can give him death root because that's one of the only things you can actually do with him. And you know what? You can actually fight him for a little bit. And he's kind of cool. He has a cool little stuff and lore. He has a cool little interaction with you. He's weak to poison and scarlet rot, which tells his own story, and strong versus holy, which is fascinating. I wonder why that is. But Garunk then shows up. This motherfucker, who you've been spending like probably not that much time with, but like occasionally talking to, like in the same way that you would occasionally talk to Ishin, but a little bit more niche. Um, and he just shows up in like Far Missoula, and if you make best friends with him, then he'll be like, "Why? Why are you here? Are you here to steal it again?" And he sounds really hurt because that motherfucker Garunk is not Garunk. He's Malekith. Not even really in disguise, just sad Malekith, like sitting on the couch, eating ice cream because you
Yeah.
got broken up with. That sort of Malekith. Um, Now this Malekith, the Malekith that you see in that picture, holy Jesus Christ, dude, he's so cool.
Motherfucker's
He
like,
jumps.
never again.
He is like never again. He takes out a giant fucking fuck off sword, which is the black blade, and then he starts flying around the arena like a crazy bastard on like crack cocaine and everything that you've ever seen, and shooting out these giant laser beams at you, jumping and exploding, doing these large sword slashes. his moveset looks so cool. And it is really heavy too. And you know what? Amongst all of this, he does a lot of damage. He has Destined Death, the effect, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Black Flame, Holy Flame, whatever, who fucking cares? That
Yeah,
takes
Destined
away,
Death.
yeah, Destined Death, which takes away a chunk of your maximum health, which is such a cool way of like doing like a whatever
Mm-hmm.
status effect. I really like it, at least. And it's used somewhat sparingly in his boss fight because it's only on some of his moves.
Yeah, that's the good part, is that
And
it's not
you know
overused.
what? With all of that being said, and all of his super cool flips and everything, he's so balanced. This guy does not have a billion HP, actually. He has 10,620. And he only gets into his dog accidentally got into the crackpot phase halfway through his HP.
It
So
feels
that's
like he has a
5,000.
lot more HP, but that's just because you don't get a
That's
lot of
because you
opportunities
aren't
to hit
dealing a
him.
lot of damage to him, not because he doesn't have a lot of HP, or not because he has a lot of HP. For reference, to make it a little bit easier, uh, to like understand, Dragon Lord Placidus Axe in the same area has 2,600, or sorry, 26,000. My bad.
I was about
Twenty-six
to
thousand.
say. Oh my
Whatever.
god.
He has 26,651. Malekith has like a third of that. So he is basically the reason that I love this fight so much is that unlike every other peak fight in Kensei, the fight is quick. And it is a quick battle against the world's best assassin. You versus basically the Grim Reaper trying to kill each other as quickly as possible. Because both of you are going to die very quickly if you don't. Malekith, because he has a lot of, or doesn't have a lot of HP, and you because Destined Death slowly edges away the rest of your health.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is defeating him at ASAP, as fast as humanly possible, and same with him, which is why he is trying so hard, so fast. It's why the fight feels as dynamic as it does. And in the end, it ends up being really cool because the fight doesn't take that long, to be honest. It's all just like learning his patterns and everything, like most of the bosses, but unlike the rest of the bosses, he doesn't feel tedious.
Yeah.
If you lose to him, no worries, the run isn't that bad. You just go right back up and you try again, and it's probably not going to take more than a minute to just, die again. Or 2 or 3 if you're going to win. I
Yeah.
love this boss because he feels so much like he is supposed to. He feels like the Grim Reaper that you are trying your very best to kill as quickly as possible because otherwise you are dead. And same thing in the vice versa. He is trying his very best to fight you as quickly as possible because he's an assassin, not a fighter. So if you hit him pretty hard, he's just gonna die. He's even weak to physical. Like, he's just so awesome. Well, weak in quotes. 35, but still.
Yeah. Now counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
The Rune of Death is in 144p.
That's not his fault. Just because the Rune of Death is a PNG isn't his fault.
That shit is barely a PNG. The only reason that thing's a PNG is because it's transparent. If anything else, it'd be a fucking JPEG. Goddamn pixel art. Like, that shit looks so bad.
It's
God.
a PNG, yeah.
But no, actually, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. He's going in Kensei just because he is
He kind of
just
deserves it.
the absolute pinnacle of just speed in the base game.
Yeah, not only is his fight like by far probably one of the best fights when it comes to like this guy fights exactly like he like lore wise should,
Mm-hmm.
and the fight feels like it should lore wise, but it also he has a really cool thematic story and elements to it, and the fact that you can even be his best friend before, and like whenever you come into his arena afterwards, he's like genuinely betrayed by you.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why have you come? How how could you?"
I thought we were ending this.
Yes, it not only does it feel kind of sad and dramatic in that way, but that's something entirely on you that you can do. And the fight is only it's like what's the
Sif.
best way to describe it? Yes, it's like Sif, but I would definitely it very much resembles that. But what I was going to say is it's like not thematic. Um what's when something takes
Irony?
no. When something represents another thing and alludes back to it,
Metaphor?
not really metaphor.
Um, Illusion?
Kind whatever. Kind of um
Analogous?
analogy, whatever. Um maybe. But like in a story, it makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. And like the way that Yalok harkens back to Jesus. And the way that Malekith actually resembles Jesus in a lot of ways. Um, it doesn't make a story good. It just makes it makes a good story a little bit better because you can think about that and it's kind of a cool thematic element. In the same way, Malekith's little like whatever stint that you can have with him and be his best friend does not improve the boss fight, or rather, does not make the boss fight good. It just makes it better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that little piece that I really love because it's clear that they really put their all into making Malekith.
It's seasoning.
Yeah, it's seasoning.
Mhm. Also, I wanted to say,
Mm.
just a quick note, for Godric. Godric in the base game has 6,080 health. In
This guy's
our
4K
play
more.
in our playthrough that me and Rattle
Mhm.
are doing, I believe he has like 40k health.
Jesus Christ. Godric, what?
Well, because they increase it with no, maybe not 40k health, maybe like 30k, because they increase it in Convergence, so he has like 10k health, and then it's doubled because we have two players, so it's like 40k health or 20k health, and then it's increased another um what's it called, like 35%. So yeah, like 26 to 30k health, about around that region. I don't actually know
Mhm.
how much it is, but it's a lot. Convergence numbers go crazy.
That's for real though.
I just wanted to mention that, looking back at Malakath having 26k health.
Hmm. That's fair.
Like, man. Here, let me see. No, no, no. He doesn't have 26k health. He has 10k. And Placidus X is 26k.
Yeah.
Right. God,
Plasty is good.
he
I
only
like
has
him.
4k more than Godric. It's kind of crazy. I guess
Well, it's
it's
because Plasty's
because
resistances are much higher.
no, no, no.
Negations.
I'm talking about Malekith. Malekith versus
Oh.
Godric. Malekith only has 40 or 4,000 more health, but he has 35% resistance to physical. While Godric doesn't have any. He also has lower resistances across the board. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
really weird how numbers work in that way. God damn. All right. Next one is Godfrey.
Um, hmm. My question is not, does he have enough weaknesses, but does he have enough strengths to be Kensei, or do you think he's just peak?
I don't think he's Kensei,
I think he
just
doesn't have enough
because
strengths
he's
because,
not
like,
like I think he's super cool. I think
mhm.
he I think hmm
I think there's something missing from
there's
his
something
boss
missing from his
that
boss.
that
Definitely.
would go from great to like perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
but
I think
absolutely
he's
peak. Yeah,
not he's not enough of an outlier in his game
yeah.
to justify putting him in Kensei. Because I'd say that all of these are complete outliers in their games.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about Godfrey. He is in peak, absolutely. He is super cool and he's a super fun boss fight. I
I
just think
yeah I
there's something missing from him.
yeah. The reason why the conversation is so short about it is because it's just kind of self evident.
Yeah,
He's
he's a
a
very simple
really,
boss.
really straightforward and fantastic boss.
Absolutely.
He has every element of a good boss, just maybe not every element of a great one. Or
Yeah,
rather, great but not perfect. Whatever,
yeah.
whatever you
He's
want to
not.
say.
I'd say
Point is,
he is like if we're comparing him to the entire Souls series, which I guess we are.
yeah,
Well,
he gets a gold sticker.
he is peak. He is
Yeah.
peak. But if we're comparing him to the rest of Elden Ring, which we also are, he is just peak. He's not the absolute top tier. Like he's not perfect. I guess that's the conclusion.
Hmm.
All right. Now Radadong or Radadong and Elden bitch. Yep.
Man, you don't like Radagon, do
No, I
you?
like Radagon. I like Radagon. I don't like Elden bitch.
Well, yeah, of course you don't. But we
He's
have to rate
shit.
them together. Um,
Fine. Fine.
fine. Why? Maybe.
Yeah. Why?
Because Radagon's not bad, so we
You
can't
know,
really grade him in shit.
Radagon's good. Radagon's actually a good fight, but you
It
have to fight
feels
him
insulting
before
that we have to
Elden
put
Beast.
Elden Ring or Elden Beast in the same list, but yeah, if we take the fight as a whole, it's kind of unfortunate because Elden Beast just kind of ruins it.
Yeah, he just kind of sucks, and
He
unfortunately,
does.
he continues the stigma of FromSoft having bad final bosses.
Hmm.
It's really unfortunate
They
because they were
broke
doing
the
so
mold
good
with
with
Ishin.
Bloodborne and
Yeah,
Ishin.
Bloodborne. They did Bloodborne straight into Gale, straight into Ishin, and then they were like actually starting to like make this shit good, and then they did fucking this,
And then they
and
did
then
Elden
it's like,
Beast, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, fine,
and then they
whatever.
kind of fixed it when they brought back Radon for the DLC, but that doesn't really count because it's
Radon
not the end of the
had
game.
true. Also, Radon has its own problems.
Radon has its own
As
problems.
awesome as Radon is, he has problems.
I I mean, I personally would place him in peak, but I'd see why
Yeah,
you could
I would.
argue that he's good or
I would also put
okay.
him in peak, but just because he has so many upsides,
Yeah,
that way
I
his
think
downsides.
I think yeah, exactly. I
He
think
just has
there's
a
just
longer
like
list.
yeah. Anyway, what's next?
All right, next is mini bosses. Shadow of the Earth Tree is funnily enough not on here.
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
oh no, I was
I
gonna
guess
put Bale and Mesmer pretty high.
we'll do Shadow of the Earth Tree next, I suppose. But after the mini
Yeah.
bosses.
That's a lot of mini bosses. I don't really want to.
Actually, do we want to do? I don't. I, okay, we'll just do a few of them. We'll do
I
a
don't
few of
think.
them that we want to
I don't think
do
most of them
because.
deserve like to be rated with that.
Okay, yeah, I
Like
agree.
why do I need to rate Fee as champions, for example? That sort of thing,
True,
you know.
true. Uh,
But if we're
I will
just
agree.
doing some of the mini bosses, let's do
Yeah,
the impactful ones.
yeah. Pick
Um,
like two or three from this list that you want to rate.
All right, let's do.
And don't worry about from here to here. Those are all demon souls.
Yeah. Okay. Give me. Give me Guardian. Tree Guardian.
Sorry, give me one sec. This one?
Uh. Oh no! I'm sorry. I meant What the fuck is his name? The
Tree Sentinel?
Tree Sentinel.
This guy? Or
Yep.
Draconic Tree Sentinel? Which one?
Fuck. Which one is Draconic Tree Sentinel is in front of Lindell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
All right.
And
Here, yeah, pick 3, and I'll pick 3 as well. We'll all rate them at the same time. And we'll just like go
sure.
quick.
The knight's really
Quick
funny,
fire.
but give me the spirit, spirit woman, whatever her name is,
Spirit
top
woman?
right.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
I was gonna pick her too.
And
Okay.
kind of want to shit on Crucible Knight, so give me Crucible Knight.
All right. You want to shit on Crucible Knight? All right. We're gonna get some hot takes up in
All
here.
of the Crucible Knights. Yep, right there. I don't like any of them.
I'll take this one.
Falling Star Beast. Okay.
I'll take this guy.
Oh,
And
I already know what you're gonna say about that guy.
and I'll take this guy.
Oh, the Knight, dude, Knight Peak,
So
Knight Peak. He's so peak.
all right. So let's talk about Draconic Tree Sentinel.
All right, Draconic Tree Sentinel. Kind of really annoying. I think that he could have been fantastic. I think that there was something lacking from his boss fight. It's probably the fact that they made his fire move genuinely really good that forces you into close range, and then also once his stuff is electrocuted, he can one-shot you most of the time.
Yeah,
So,
so he punishes you for being at long range, and then he
but
punishes
he
you
also
for being at
punishes you
close
for being up
range.
close. Yeah, exactly.
So
I kind of don't
I
like
don't
him very
know.
much. So,
His attack speed for his fire move is too high.
really fun. Yeah,
Honestly,
it's really high.
okay. I have a caveat.
Okay.
What does it say that this is the only boss fight that is not only required, but also I skip every single time I play this game? Every single time I play this game, granted, sometimes I can't because challenge runs, but
Yeah.
I cheese him by parrying him off a ledge. What does that say
Like,
about this boss fight?
he's not good. I
He's
guess why.
required too.
I guess why, because I can't really say fuck you. There are parts of his boss that I like. Like his design is good. The elements behind it,
Yeah,
everything in his boss makes a good boss. The problem is that the way that all of them work together make it pretty bad.
yeah, it's just not great.
All right, I need to
All right,
get the spirit's name real quick. One moment.
Lady of Flowing Water or something like that. I don't know. Uh, Sekiro. That's not main bosses. It's mini bosses.
Yeah.
Let's see, bosses, mini bosses. Let's see, Orin of the Water.
Orin of the Water. I really like her.
Yeah, I really like her. She's super cool. She's super unique.
Yeah, thematically she's really cool. She is a
You don't have to
well-known
fight
Japanese
her.
legend.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah, she's really cool. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that she's awesome.
I think she was a
Personally,
really good reintroduction for me back into the game as well.
very very much so. I think that
Honestly,
she's very fair, and I think that's what makes me so happy to fight her every time. She does not feel like bullshit. She feels very much like she is using exactly everything that you already know about the game
hmm
and that she is just using it well.
yeah, she just does it a little unnaturally, which is
Yes, which
cool.
is fine because she's a fucking ghost. So
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, cool, good stuff. All right, Crucible Knights. You got some hot takes about Crucible Knights?
Fuck you.
Oh, really?
Fuck these
Crucible
fucking
Knights.
stupid fucking guys.
You
Fuck these
know,
stupid, stupid stupid fucking guys that have a billion HP, so much HP every goddamn time. Every time I meet them in the fucking battlefield, they have a billion, trillion, quadrillion HP negations up the wazoo. Every one of their attacks is fucking stupid. They have frame traps for some ungodly reason, despite the fact that they're basically normal enemies sometimes and barely even field bosses. And you know what else? They have one-shot moves. Several. They have several kill you moves. Why?
All right. There's 2 reasons I'm going to agree with you.
Okay.
1, Ordovis was super cool. Why the fuck is his training buddy next to him? Why is that a
That's
duo
true.
fight? Why?
I think that... okay. Let me clarify. A Crucible Knight behind a fog wall is fine. A Crucible Knight in the field, I'd never want to see.
When did we see that? Wait a second.
Ordovis.
Did we ever see a... No. Ordovis is in the bottom of what's it called? In the bottom
no,
of
he's in a fog wall. He is a mini. He is a boss.
Oh, no, I meant it in the field.
Oh, field.
When did we ever see a Crucible Knight in the field?
Plenty of times, actually. Let me give a few examples, though. They're in Lindell all the way, or like all over.
Oh, yeah.
They are in
the one in Stormville, right?
Yep, they're in Stormville. There's one or a few of them that are in what's the water, the river? Sophria Depths.
Right,
in that
yeah.
one area. Yeah, no, they're kind of all over, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
They're
fair.
behind fog walls maybe twice ever, I think. I can remember Ordovis. I can't
Most
remember
of
the
them,
other one.
A lot of them that we see are against what's it called? They're in Everjails.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
quite
in
a few of
general,
them.
I hate them. And I think that they don't deserve to be anywhere except for behind a boss like wall. Because legitimately, the fact that they have so much HP, resistances, negations, and their stupid fucking moveset that is built like a boss, just in the middle of the enemies, why?
They're fucking
Why
like
am I
walk forward
fighting
and
what is
stab
effectively
move.
just yes, why am I fighting effectively just a fucking boss who's just here and gives me nothing good?
Oh, yeah, the one in Crumbling Far Missoula doesn't drop anything.
Yes.
Not like most of them don't drop anything.
They just drop souls and not even that many. I hate them.
Ravens, you nerd.
Crucible Knights suck. Fuck
That's
you. I
honestly,
hate them.
you know what? You've convinced me. They're in fuck you.
They're
As
fucking
cool
stupid.
as they are, they're stupid as hell. They're
I
actually
hate
dumb as
them.
hell. Yeah.
They belong there right alongside the stupid fucking what's another one that's kind of has the similar problem?
Um.
Probably the dragon that you said from Dark Souls 2.
Huh?
The dragon from Dark Souls 2 that you hate. What was
Oh,
his name?
Sin.
Yeah, probably next to Sin, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Because I think they have the same problem thematically, and they're just really, really cool, and they have the unfortunate side effect of being really, really lame to fight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, go ahead with Falling Star Beast.
Falling Star Beasts. If you're
Explain your
gonna
choice.
give me a boss that has no fucking weakness, and you're gonna put the weakness for this boss behind another Falling Star Beast,
Dude, it's so funny.
dude, kill yourself. Dude,
it's so funny.
That's it.
No. It's so fucking funny.
This is on stream. This is uncensored. Kill yourself. All right.
Dude, unironically,
you have a problem.
It makes me so happy that, like, legitimately you can look at the wiki and see, like, that there is a weakness to the Falling Star Beast and that you can, like, build around them, and you're like, okay, thank God. And then you go over there and there's a Falling Star Beast there and you're like, what?
It's another Falling Star Beast. I still need to fight Falling Star Beast. What are you talking
it's
about?
so funny, and I love it.
And the weakness for Falling Star Beast is like one fucking katana.
And I'll tell you what, I don't hate Falling Star Beast. I like them. I think Noel's being a little bitch, but I'm gonna let
the Falling Star Beast on top of Volcano Manor?
Yes, I have fought them,
dude.
You can go ahead and place them wherever you like.
Falling Star Beast has 0 weaknesses. 0 weaknesses. Inflicts bleed.
Yes.
Inflicts standard strike,
easily,
pierce, and magic damage.
They don't do bleed very easily, but yes.
Yes.
They do stagger super well though.
No, they
All of their
don't.
abilities have crazy stagger.
They have more stance than most of the bosses in the game.
No, well, I'm saying their abilities stagger you super easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no matter how
Yeah,
much
I
poise
was
you
about
have,
to
a
say.
lot of them deal billion poise damage.
Yes, because they're gravity enemies.
Right.
And the worst part about it, they are immune to hemorrhage and frostbite. Hemorrhage, I can see they're a giant rock. Frostbite?
They're
Why?
first
So I don't fuck. I don't give a fuck. They should be weak to something. The fact they are
Well, they're
weak
phased.
to 2 bosses that you have to fight falling star beasts to get. They're weak to 2 weapons.
By the way, I didn't know that he felt this way. This is really funny.
No, I've told you about this. I've told you about this. I've crashed
You've
out
told me
about
you
this
don't like
before.
Falling Star Beasts. I don't think you've ever truly crashed out. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Now, hear me out. You want to know something even stupider? One even more stupid.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
First off, they have a ridiculous amount of defense.
Mm-hmm.
Certain falling star beasts have somewhere up to 113 defense. This one over here in fucking Deo in the DLC has 124 defense. Which is absolutely fucking insane. For reference, let's see what Radahn's defense is. Promised Consort Radahn. Let's see this. Let's look at this real quick. Promised Consort Radahn has a defense of 125. What the fuck, dude?
Perhaps get better.
No, you know what's even more stupid?
All right.
You know,
Crash
you
it out
want to
again.
know what something even more stupid?
Sure. You know what? I'm already.
I
here.
just discovered that they can be poisoned and rotted. How do you poison and rot a rock? It's a rock.
Oh
What are
my
we talking
God.
about?
All right. Sure.
I'm just what the fuck, man? What the fuck? God. I fucking hate Falling Star Beast, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
noticed.
I don't know if I've ever talked about it that much, but on stream I've talked about it, but yeah,
No,
I'm
you
talking
haven't
about it.
talked to me about Falling Star Beasts like that. You just said that you hate them, and then we moved on.
Yeah, no, they're going fuck you. I don't care. They're
Okay,
going
whatever.
fuck you.
Whatever. All right.
God. All right.
All right, this guy.
The drunkards.
That fucking drunk.
Yeah, the gluttons, I think they're called. No, the drunkard. The drunkard and the glutton. Whatever. The fucking these guys, the fat motherfuckers with the gourds that poison their weapons. Fuck these guys. I hate fighting these guys every single time I find them. They're always annoying. They're always doing 5 bajillion damage. Their grab is one of the worst grabs in the game, right next to the beast guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's so annoying fighting these guys. And then they poison you too by just like breathing on you and spitting poison in your face. These guys are also, and one of them is required. The fact that one of these guys is required and it's the hardest one in the game, and he has like 5 other enemies next to him, 2 of which are bow users, seals the deal. And one of them is the fucking what's it called? The are they called longswordmen? The Lone Shadows. Yeah, he has a lone shadow next to him. Like, come on.
I don't like him. Yeah, I'm fine with his placement.
All right. Now,
Right.
the knight.
He's
my
so
my
cool.
fucking goat.
He's so fucking cool. You can't damage him. You
Why is he
cannot deal
here?
damage to him.
You cannot deal damage to him.
Why can you
This
not deal damage to the armored warrior? Because he's so
because he's the
cool.
armored warrior.
He is armor.
He's armored. Dude, this has the same
Noel?
energy as
No.
what?
Okay. Armored warrior. Location: Senpu Mount Congo. Deathblow markers: 1. Helpful tools. Loaded umbrella magnet. Loaded axe. Gravity.
They note gravity as a helpful tool against
Yes.
him instead of just the way you're supposed to kill him.
It's so fucking funny. You have to beat them. You literally have to. You are required to pass like through the game,
Yeah.
and to do so, you kick them off the edge.
You have to. Okay, so
make them-
for
you make
full
them fall
context,
over.
full context, you fight this guy on a big ass building bridge that crosses over two areas, and your whole goal is to stagger him and then kick him out the window.
Even
That
if
is
you
how you
break,
kill him.
even if you break his stance, he takes no damage and instead is just knocked back a while.
Yes.
The only way to beat him is just throw him off a ledge. It's
This
so funny.
this boss has the same energy as you cannot throw this pitch. You cannot
You
throw this
cannot
pitch.
throw this
I
bitch.
call this bitch herpes. This motherfucker gets to 1.2.3,000 miles per hour. You cannot throw this pitch. This pitch is banned. This pitch is fucking banned.
I would.
You cannot deal damage
my
to this
friend went
man.
to jail for this pitch.
You cannot deal damage to this man. This man is banned. This man is
awesome.
fucking banned.
Dude, it's such an awesome gimmick fight. It's so fun.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I love him. Honestly, he's going in peak. He's peak.
It is peak.
It's
What
so
can I say?
stupid too, because he's just some random European warrior.
It's just a
in the
European knight.
It's just a
not even-
European knight in the middle of nowhere.
Why is he here? Who knows? He has no lore.
He has no lore. He has no explanation. I think no. I think you get a note about fighting him. I think you find a note somewhere saying something about like people in armor are weak against gravity or some shit like
Yes.
that.
There is technically lore about him, but it's all we can guess.
Yeah, for real. Like
Dude,
what?
no one who knows who this guy is. He's just a fully armored European warrior standing here for some
He's a
ungodly
fully
reason.
armored European knight with a mask that is Japanese and Japanese like ties
A
in
heavily
his armor.
armed foreign warrior of Western lands who guards the monks of Senpo Temple for the sake of his dying son. That dying son part is just a guess. We don't know.
Man,
This guy's awesome.
it's literally theory. On a narrow bridge, a giant non-samurai warrior tries to collect 1,000 blades from samurai, but is finally defeated by a small warrior. The story is a tribute to Benkei, a semi-legendary warrior monk in the 12th century.
Yeah.
Huh.
Basically, yeah. I know that there's like a myth behind him, but it's still fun.
It's still
it's
funny.
just funny.
He's just some guy that's just chilling here.
And I love that most of his voice lines are just him shouting at you.
Yeah. Like literally if he were
hyped.
to go to the end of the game, he probably could defeat most of the bosses
Mhm.
because he's literally immortal.
The only people that he would lose to are people with lightning
Yeah,
because he's in
because
metal.
he's in steel armor.
But like everyone else, he could probably just kill. Like I wouldn't doubt that he could probably just 1v1 Owl. Come
Honestly.
here,
No.
raw.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Like, just stop it.
Anyway, that was the tier list. Yay!
That was the tier list. Okay, so that's the tier list for the base game or the first stuff. Next, do we do the Elden Ring DLC? Because I feel like we've already done a tier list
We
for that,
have to.
right? Okay, yeah, we kind of have to. Or are you saying we have to ?
No, I think we do have to do the Shadow of the Earth Truth stuff.
All right.
After the Shadow of the Earth Truth stuff, though, I do want to finish for tonight. We've been here for 3 hours.
True. And then we'll finish up with Lies of P and Black Myth Wukong next.
At some other time, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
next
put
week.
them on this list. Like reorganize them. But alright, so Shadow of the Earth Tree Remembrance bosses. Oh, these that's not Remembrance bosses. Okay.
Yeah,
hold
that's
up.
just all bosses.
It's just all bosses. Okay. Major bosses. Here we go.
Yeah, plain and
Yeah,
simple.
this is all of them.
All right, let's go over this shit.
All right. Hold up.
Best
Let me
part.
recreate the things.
Okay.
Real quick. So we have one above this one. We have peak. We have good stuff. We have it's okay.
Eh.
We have no wait. No. There we go. We have why and we have fuck you. How did I spell it again? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go through it. Let me put them in order real quick. This is probably the order that you're gonna fight these in. Probably that. Am I missing one? Oh, fucking Ramina's not here. Or not Ramina. What's her face? Yeah, there are a few missing. Hold up. Fuck it. We'll go to this one. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Wait. Is this one also missing it? No, she's right here. Okay. Hold up. Let me try this again. Oh, wait. Okay. There we go. Okay, now first one is Dancing Lion. I guess I'll put next. All right, Dancing Lion. First up. Dancing Lion's pretty cool. Dancing Lion's pretty cool. He has some weird fuck shit with him. But overall, I didn't fight him legitimately until like my second playthrough, so
Yeah, Dancing Lions.
it's pretty easy just because of the Shadow Tree fragments.
It's unfortunate, but he's only good.
Yeah, he's okay. Or actually, he's good. Yeah, he's good. It's unfortunate that he's like either way too hard or way too easy. It feels
Sure.
like. All right, and I also like the idea that he's just two people in a trench coat.
It's really funny. We don't even get to see them. They're just there.
Yeah, we don't get to see them; they disappear. All right. Rolana. It's really funny.
Pretty good.
Her
Peak.
name is Rolana. But yeah, honestly, yeah, her fight's super
She's
cool.
a really awesome. Yeah, she's a
Irina's
really awesome
not
fight.
too
She's an
complicated,
illusion
but yeah.
back to Pontiff.
Yeah, she's super
really cool.
Pontiff.
Yeah.
Like mega Pontiff. But she doesn't make a clone of herself. Her ultimate move is honestly really funny. It just juggles you. But it's also really annoying because it's usually just a death if you get hit by it. Alright. Next one, probably Golden Hippo's not on here. Golden Hippo's whatever. I don't really give a shit.
Also, he's a mini boss, whatever.
Yeah. All right, Boar. What is his face?
Oh,
Let's see. Spy type. Here we go. Commander Gaius. Now I know where I want to put him. I don't know where you want to put him.
Whatever. Just yeah.
All right,
whatever.
fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. This boss sucks ass.
He's
I fucking
just,
hate fighting this
he's
boss.
Just kind of,
I hate looking at this boss.
I don't know, man. There's just something about him that just makes you not want to play.
When the DLC
game.
first came out, this boss was hell because of the fact that he would spawn right in front of you when you started up the fight, so it was nearly impossible to dodge his first attack. So, yeah, it's really stupid. Anyway, Shadow Tree Avatar is next. What do you think of this guy?
You mean scat? No, I'm kidding.
No scat.
No, I was gonna say Scatutri, but
Oh.
it's okay. It has some problems.
Yeah,
I don't really like it for.
it has some problems. It's funny to see people react to it on YouTube.
Oh, just keep resurrecting over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's definitely the Pog at my invisible YouTube camera face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say it's just okay. All right, next one is Mesmer, your favorite one.
I mean, Bale kind of is.
Oh, okay.
Is it? No, I don't know. Low key, like, I really love Mesmer. He's really super awesome, and I kind of want to put him in Kensei.
He's super cool. He has super cool lore.
He has
I just don't like his second phase, because his second phase has really bad hitboxes.
Maybe, but at the same time, have you tried getting better at the video game? No!
Anyways.
No! Okay. I don't know. He's awesome. I love him.
Yeah. Super cool. His second phase has problems.
I disagree, but we can disagree.
It's okay to be wrong. Anyways.
Yeah, it's okay for you to be wrong too.
All right. Midra. That's his name. Yep. Midra. Midra's honestly super cool, and it was really crazy. I did not expect his head to fucking rip off and glow. Firehead, yeah. I've got a bias, yeah. I did not expect this boss, like, whatsoever. But I can't say I'm not a little disappointed that we didn't get a Madness Dragon or a giant monster in the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little disappointed. I'll still say he's in good stuff, though, I think. Either good stuff or peak. I'm kind of switching between those. What do you think?
The madness is kind of annoying. I do like the boss, though. I don't know if I can place him in peak, because he kind of has the problem of waiting for a certain ability to punish.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, unless you're good at the game. You can just try not being bad at the game.
Okay. You do you.
Well,
Miss Fingers herself.
We're about to get into this one though, so all right, Metter.
Right, Miss Fingers.
This arena was super cool. The storyline behind it was cool. The boss itself looked super cool. Its attacks were really annoying. It had probably the most annoying attacks out of most of these bosses. I think it's either an A or it's okay. I think it's okay. Just because the rest of the boss makes up for it having the most annoying attacks.
All right, I personally would put her in A, but
I'll put her in A. That's
whatever.
fine. I don't particularly look forward to fighting her whenever I play, so it's not what I'm gonna go out of my way to go do. Alright, Putrescent Knight. Honestly, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, it could have been better.
I I think we had enough Ghost Flame stuff. I wanted something sleep related,
Yeah, same.
but we didn't get
I
it.
mean,
And I'm
the
confused as
Saint
to
is
why.
literally right there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Saint Trina is literally just sitting there. So honestly, eh. Like he's a good boss and he's funny, but like in his arena is cool, but also the lead up to him looks like a B game. Like it looks like they used previous assets to make his to make the area. It's kind of weird. It kind of seems like they ran out of time when trying to fit Saint Trina into the DLC. So they just kind of put something. Anyways, uh Romina. Now, I have bias about this boss, but I want to know what you think because you have bias against this boss.
Um, Ramina's cool. I think that she has a super cool theme. In fact, I honestly really love her theme. I think that I mean my favorite spell I like a lot is Scarlet Butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
honestly
that's
the
your favorite spell
yeah.
because you didn't get the name right. It's Rotten
Whatever, man.
Butterflies.
Rotten Butterfly. Who fucking cares? I'm no That's what you sound like. Anyway, no, she's awesome. I really enjoy her fight. Um I would not place her any above good stuff. But with that being said, she has too many problems. But the thematic element of the rot taking on the idea of unfettered, like, crazy growth and life is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by far my favorite representation of the rot, even more than Melania. Um, I think Melania is a better boss, but I love her theme a lot more. So, with that being said, I can't place her any lower than good stuff, probably.
Yeah, I want to play her in Peak because she is my favorite boss in the DLC. I would also want to put her in Kensei, but she does have too many things holding her back, and she doesn't have a boss cinematic. There's no hype around her whatsoever. Shit, at the end of the DLC, we don't even know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put her in Peak. However, if you want to put her in good stuff, I will accept that.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, probably.
All right, fine. All right, Bale. Honestly, yeah,
The Dread.
dude,
The best boss
Bale.
fight, or sorry, the best dragon in the series, no contest.
That is true. Hot take. Little bit carried
Egon.
by Egon, not Egon. Yeah,
Not carried by Egon actually.
cinematically, yeah,
Egon plays a big part in it, but is not carried. I think Egon is what brings him from Peak to Kensei.
I think so.
I adore Bale. I think he's so fucking awesome. He feels like an ancient European dragon, the kind of myth and legend of an unstoppable, immutable creature that is only spoken about, and anyone who has ever seen it is dead.
Hmm.
And there is one survivor, and he is a legendary hero who is crippled for life because of one fight with it. And
Yeah.
that's how fucking cool
I mean,
Bale gets
he is
before you fight him.
so crippled that his entire life is now revolving around this creature.
And you know what? That is before you meet him. And then you meet him and you're like, okay, now I get it. Because
Hmm.
Bale, holy shit. For one, he friend shape.
He's
Like
friend
he no
shaped.
friend.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing. I remember telling you, God, I hate this guy. He's so fucking ass. He's so shit. And then when you fought him, you're like, but why he friend shape?
He friend shape.
And then 10 attempts later, you're like, fuck this guy. I fucking hate this guy. And then you had to come back
No,
after fighting the
after
other bosses, and then you're like,
after
okay,
getting
this
frustrated
fight's
and
peak.
after actually leveling to the
Hmm.
point where I should have
Where
been when
you
I
were
fought him,
yeah,
yes,
you
I
were
loved
way
him.
lower level, yeah.
He's so cool, man.
Honestly,
Dude,
I'll put him in Kensei.
he's so
I
so
agree.
cool. By far the best
He's
dragon in
so
the
sick.
series, and an example of exactly how to do a mythical boss.
Oh yeah,
What I mean by
absolutely.
mythical boss is we've seen a few myths in quotes like Ishin, but the myth like Ishin is more like in the past this guy was a legendary warrior type thing. Same thing with Melania. That's the kind of hype that they do
Hmm.
about this. Bale is a myth in that like almost no one has ever seen him, and
Yeah,
that they have depictions of him, not pictures or
yeah.
like
They have
paintings.
depictions, descriptions, and orders. Their
And you know
whole
what?
goal
That's
is
so
to
cool.
their whole goal and their whole doctrine is to eat Bale. But
Yes.
they've never seen this guy, and they've only ever heard of this guy.
Because if you see him, you die. Dude,
Yes,
that's how he's
and
such a legendary monster. That is how you do a legendary monster. Monster Hunter knows it best, and Monster Hunter clearly had a lot of influence on Bale. Because this
mhm,
guy is clearly a Monster Hunter boss, but he is so fucking awesome. I love
yeah,
him.
and if you see this guy, you die, and that is like probably words from Placidusax himself, the leader of
Placidusax.
the dragon cultists,
Placidusax is missing a head. And you want to know why? It's because
because of
Bale took it.
fucking Bale. This is like 40k levels of betrayal.
Dude, he's so awesome. It's not even funny. And you know
Bale
what? His two
betrayed the ancient
spells,
dragons so hard that Placidusax banished all of them.
and you know what? His spells are awesome.
Yeah, the spells are super cool.
Dude, his spells are easily on the level of Placidusax's Ruin. It's so cool.
Yeah.
They're like stupidly, wildly impractical,
Oh
and
yeah,
do a
they're
bill
extremely expensive.
and do a billion damage because they're so awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and I love them.
All
Anyway,
right.
great boss.
Promised Consort Radon.
Had the potential to be the greatest boss FromSoft has ever made.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, did miss the mark.
Yeah, it's just there's just some annoying things in his second phase. It's just
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's kind
I
of annoying.
think that yes, the boss had the potential to be the best FromSoft boss that has ever been created, and they missed the mark. But
Now, I
with
will
that being
say,
said, they didn't like shoot themselves in the foot.
mm-mm,
They shot for the stars, and they instead just hit like the moon.
yeah.
Like they still made a great boss.
Yeah. And now what I will say, no contest, this is the hardest boss that FromSoft has ever made.
Yeah. Like there's no
Like
contest.
there
There's
is
no
no
argument.
contest.
He is just the most difficult boss that has ever been made in a FromSoft game, and it's so crazy.
Like there are ways to cheese him. That doesn't make him extremely easy.
Yeah, it's
As
just
someone who
so
has
crazy.
fought and beat him 3 times, 3 in my entire hundreds of hours of playing this game. Granted, a lot of those hours were before the DLC came out. Still, as someone who's only beaten him 3 times, yeah, yeah, he's the hardest. All right, but that is where we're gonna stop, and that is all the bosses. Oh wait, we didn't write him. He's peak. He's not Kensei.
Yeah,
I'd say he's
he could
like at the
again. He
top
could
of
have been
peak.
Kensei. Unfortunately,
Very
isn't.
close.
But
He has so much hype around him and everything. He just has
and
some
you know what? It's not
problems.
even just Radon because if it was just Radon, like that would still be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's Radon and Mikola,
Hmm.
and Mikola is what the entire goddamn DLC is about. 40 hours of fucking hype to this one character,
Well,
and it pays off.
we also hear about him in the like base game too.
Yes,
A lot.
dude. Like Radon and Mikola are two characters that are given so much.
Yeah.
And it really pays off because they combine together in a way that is legitimately fantastic. It's such a cool boss, and I want to love it even more than I already do. It's just there are a lot of problems with the boss fight
Yeah.
that keep it from
Yeah.
being one of the best bosses that has ever been made.
The
But
nerf was kind of required
yes,
because
but with
it
that
didn't
being
just
said,
nerf
he
him,
is
it
very
fixed a
good.
lot of bugs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think if they were to go back and remake him, they wouldn't need to change all that much to make him peak. And like
No.
easy Kensei. He's crazy and really fun.
I honestly think just if they went back, making his light instead of being like slow waves, make it really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's like a single hitbox essentially.
That would be fun. Like you mean yeah, okay. Maybe I'd say the light would
Because
be best if it railed a frame after his attacks.
yeah, because the main
So
problem with the
it
light is that
exists.
it happens like half a second after his attack, so it frame
Mhm.
traps you, but it also hits multiple times.
Yes. I think what
So
would
if
make it
you don't get staggered, you could get hit multiple times by that.
I think what would make it better is if instead of it being like a frame trap in the traditional sense, it was a frame trap in the way of you need to dodge late for his attacks because the light is coming immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
And it extends his hitbox for like a sec or like a millisecond more than it should be.
Hmm.
So it traps you in, or doesn't frame trap you rather, but it tricks you.
Yeah.
I think that
I
honestly would improve the boss a lot.
I would be fine if it just made his timings really tight,
Yeah.
but it instead makes it so you just need to dodge out of the way
Yeah, exactly. You just can't be in
entirely.
the area. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to dodge to the back and to the right, or else you are going to still be in the area by the time your dodge finishes for his normal attack,
It
which is
sucks,
not very
but
fun.
whatever. Anyway,
It is
that's the full.
actually kind of similar to Pontiff in a way, where he has his clone that trails after him, but
Mhm.
it's so far after him that you can roll the first attack and then you can roll again for the second attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Also, Pontiff's a
anyways,
positioning thing.
also true. Yeah. Not that much though, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, that is it for now. We will pick this back up whenever we get the chance. Well, thank
Probably
you guys
next
so
week.
much for watching. Yeah, probably next week.
See ya.
Bye bye. Bye, Starlights.